Tell him I need my money right now. Brought me the juice, they stole out my crown. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup it, but don't waste my energy, my energy. I don't got much, don't be wasting all my energy. I keep it tight, don't let nobody get close to me. My heart is right, don't question my integrity. No, I thought we would be just fine, and I thought your heart was like mine. But let me find out, you've been going around throwing shots, running plots. Come on, man, tryna block my blessings, but no need for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah, I'ma go through just to grow through. But pay me what you owe me for, I make what you've been saying about me true, true. Tell them I need my money right now. Brought me the juice, they stole out my crown. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup it. Don't waste my loyalty, my loyalty. I let you in back then because I couldn't see, but now it's clear you ain't ever been true to me. My intuition ain't ever lied, I had to leave. Handle your business, do what you think you need to do to get your revenge. But you won't break me, God as my witness. Past the point of no return, I'm on a mission. Tryna block my blessings, but no need for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah, I'ma go through just to grow through. But pay me what you owe me for, I make what you've been saying about me true, true. Tell them I need my money right now. Brought me the juice, they stole out my crown. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup it. Don't waste my.
She's putting all of her cards down on the table, knowing there's no way that she'll be able to win this one. But she's somebody else in the making. First, she just gotta stop all the faking, and she'll be there. But she's wondering if it's gonna feel like she's forever. Wondering if it's gonna feel like she's whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that will make her feel better? Make her feel better. Then that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. know what I want. Yeah, I'm here talking to myself like someone's gonna respond. I'm getting tired of myself cause I don't know what I want. But I'm not out here on my own. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that'll make her feel better? Make her feel better. And that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Yeah, that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Talking to myself cause I don't know what I want. Yeah, I'm here talking to myself like someone's gonna respond. I'm getting tired of myself cause I don't know what I want. But I'm not out here on my own.
Yeah. I want a house in the hills I pay big bills for. I ain't got in pocket. I wanna empty out my wallet. I wanna stop motion, stand still. Wallace and Gromit. I wanna talk more endlessly. I wanna neurotically vomit. I want more dollars from my mama. I want a palace in Prada. I want a Gucci bag where I can store my sorrows and hardships. I wanna gold plate my partners. I want endless tomorrows. I want a lot more than I got right now. That's the problem. You could give me every little thing I'd ever want, but I'd never have enough till the day I had it all. Yeah, you can give me every little thing I ever want, but I'd never have enough till the day I had it all.
Oh, I see what you want, baby, but it might be just a little more than I can give you.
Second thought, I want $1 for everyone, not just for my mama. I wanna hit the ball out on random pedestrians. I want my questions to be answered till my brain bored and questionless. I want more self-assurance. I don't ever want to second guess. I want somebody to shut the fuck up. Lest he trying to tell me yes again. I want so many best friends that I can't tell what friendship is. I want the diamonds, gold, and glitter. I want fast cars I'll never whip. I want it all till I'm empty in my castle of everything.
Oh, I see what you want, baby, but it might be just a little more than I can give you.
I want a cushy job that pay big bills and cheap thrills. Wanna mob out with my homies like Timmy, Tommy, and Dill. I'm not trying to be famous, okay, maybe a lil. Since I'm a rapper, I should buy me some grills and gold frills that I can sleep on while I contemplate pills and peep on, hold still. Might sedate you, just a fire at will. I got an appetite for hardship, big fish meets krill. Don't sleep, don't spill, I ain't got my fill. I want the beauty queen to make me show my pearly whites. The type of movie scene that make you count your blessings twice. It's not the only thing that's on my list, I checked it twice and sent it off to Santa's elves like I've been playing nice. I see what you want. Oh, I see what you want. Oh, I see what you want. But it might be a little more than I
Give you.
You broke my heart
Good morning.
a million times.
Good morning.
Can't count the times I made you cry. Oh, it's such a mess now.
Good morning.
And we're burning out. I get so sad at the thought of losing you.
Salute. Salute. Salute.
I'm losing you.
Company. In.
I can't bear the thought of losing you.
Stevens in the house. Kaya, dude. What's happening, love? My man Christian Alexander's here. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Jill. To the man with the plan. Stan. Man with the plan. What's up, Shay? Hey, Sherry. Mr. Rucker. Mr. Rucker, what up? Thomas. Good to have you, bro. Gonna knock out another chapter today, guys. We just knocking out another. We just doing what we do. We just doing what we do. This is what we do. We don't know about the other people. This is what we do.
To work things out, to work things out. Can we be honest? You're my comfort zone. Whatever I say, don't let me go. I know you're angry, babe, and I am cold. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones, hey, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out, to work things out. To work things out, to work things out, yeah, yeah. To work things out, to work things out.
Dang, Streamlabs, you just hit me with all the messages. That's because I didn't start it right away. Gotta get used to starting it right away on time. But if I start it too soon, it doesn't recognize that I'm even live. I don't know why. Have to figure that out. The live chat contest is going though. The live chat contest is going. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to another chapter of Rich People Read. That's what we do, right? Rich people read. Do you know anybody that makes a lot of money and doesn't read books? I don't. I was on a panel last night. We were on the Lepeef Network last night with my man, JR. Had Rilla up there. And my guy Trill. Trill was like, yo, man, I read 2 to 3 books a month. Trill is doing well. I'm just telling you personally, I know Trill. I can tell you, I can attest for you that Trill over at the Crew Season podcast, Trill is doing well. He's only 32 years old. Trill reads 2 to 3 books per month. I know a lot of you don't read. I know you don't. Don't act like you do. I want you to get into the habit of reading. It's a habit. You know, it takes 21 days to form a habit. It takes 21 days to form a habit. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm happy that you guys are here with me this morning. We're going to together form the habit of reading. It's something that I don't do. I've been wanting to do for 20 years. I read if necessary. Okay, no, don't get me wrong. I read articles on the internet all the time. I read articles all day long. I don't just stop at the headline. I read the entire article. But when it comes to reading an actual physical book, that's where I fall short. And this is where you, my friends, are helping me become better. You're helping me level up. And in turn, I'm helping you level up because you're here reading with me. Shout out to everybody. Oh, let me scroll down here. Oh, you guys are still talking. I got the screen all up. Sherry's here. Jill's here. Miss Drew is here. My girl, Kimberly. Good morning, Kim. Glad to have you here, Kim. Everybody's here. Listen, Trill was like, yo, I read 2 to 3 books a month. I know that you guys don't read. I know you don't. We don't lie over here, right? Truth is who we praise. We praise truth. Oh, my goodness. Ah, hoorah. Uncle Stu is here. My man, Uncle Stu is here. What does Uncle Stu say? Let me move this out of my way. Thank you for the $20 super chat, Uncle Stu. Everybody, let's give Uncle Stu a 1.
Being number 1 isn't easy.
You know, automatic soldiers, give a 1.
Being number 1 isn't easy.
Throw your 1s up. It's the first emoji in there. Everybody like on the video and hit Uncle Stu with a number 1. He says, I made it to 600 subscribers. Working on 1,000 now. Doing it 100 subs at a time. Thank you for your support. I am now reading a book a week, writing a paper on each book. Rich get richer as they read. Thank you for keeping accountability. Yes, thank you for keeping accountable. Yes, Uncle Stu. Uncle Stu has made it to 600 followers. That's not enough. So a few things about his post. Sidebar, you guys. Uncle Stu is at 600 subscribers. That's not enough. That's not enough. I'm asking you guys to please take a second, leave this video. Leave this video. Minimize this video. Open another tab. Go to YouTube and please type Uncle Stu, the old man on the block. Please type in Uncle Stu. Even Uncle Stu is going to pop him up. If you just type Uncle Stu, you'll see his channel. Please leave this video. Run over to Uncle Stu and hit the subscribe button. You know, I talk about social digital currency. You have an unlimited supply of social digital currency. Your wallet, you are a quadrillionaire when it comes to social digital currency. It's unlimited. You have unlimited thumbs up, likes, and you have unlimited subscribes. Will you please play one of your unlimited supply of subscriptions to my man, Uncle Stu? Can you just run over there real quick and hit the subscribe button? He made it to 600. I don't know why he's only at 600, but we got to change that. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. I'm not going to read without you. I'm going to wait for you. But just take a second. It takes all of, let's say 15 seconds to be safe. 20 seconds. I give it the benefit of the doubt. It takes 20 seconds for you to type Uncle Stu, old man on the block, find his page, find his channel, hit the subscribe button, and then swing back over here. My man is reading a book a week. That's the first point. The second point I wanted to talk about, my man, Uncle Stu, is reading a book a week. I don't know anybody wealthy that doesn't read. I know lots of people in the film industry. Most of my wealthy friends are in the film industry. I don't know too many, even though I'm in fashion, I left film to go to fashion. Most of the people that's in fashion, I don't really know that do really well. Not much better than me. But I know a lot of people in film that do way better than I ever did, and I did really well, and making some more money than I make now. And those people read. When I go to their houses, they have libraries. They have libraries. Like you go into, it's like, oh, hey, Shannon, oh man, that's, you know, because you always get a tour, right? You go to their house, oh man, this is my library, bro. Yeah, I come here and I just relax, knock out some chapters, and I'm gone for the day. I got one of my friends calling me now. See, they don't even come to YouTube. They're not on YouTube. They call me all the time. And I'd be like, bro, I have to call you back. I keep telling you I go live. That's a wealthy friend right there. I tell you, know, they like anonymous. They don't want me to tell them who they are. Because wealthy people don't like people to even know who their friends are. But the reality is they have libraries in their house and they're just full of books. And you go in there and most of it is all about self-help and becoming a better person. Some of it is about what they do in the field, like learning how to make movies and production and direction and stuff like that. I know a few doctors. This stuff is, about, doctor stuff. But by and large, most of their books is about them becoming better people. It's weird to see. And then I look at my own library. One day I'll give you guys a little tour of my little penny ante library. And I'll be like, man, where's my books? I'm not even doing what my friends do. That's doing better than me. I want to aspire to be like them, but I'm not doing what I can do to be like them. So now we have Rich People Read, and we're here together. I hope you guys are building your library. If you don't have the space in your apartment, do you have a bookshelf? You can go to IKEA, and the bookshelf is $29.99. I know because I bought it for one of my apartments. One of I have a ADR in the back of my house. It's like a 1-bedroom apartment. I'll put a bookshelf in there. It was $29.95. Tall bookshelf. Your library can start with a bookshelf, ladies and gentlemen. Don't say I don't have any space. That's nonsense. You got a corner somewhere in your house, in your living room, in your dining room, in your bathroom that you could put up some shelves and start your library. You can grab a bookshelf from IKEA and order it and have it shipped to your house and build that with the simple tools that they give you. And next thing you know, you started your library. Don't worry about it. You're gonna upgrade later. You're gonna have an entire room that's a library. Don't worry about it. That's coming. So shout out to my man Trill. Shout out to my man Uncle Stu, who reads. What did he say again? Uncle Stu said he's working on his subs, and he now is reading a book a week. He's writing a paper on each book just to solidify the information, because rich people get richer as they read. Shout out to my man. And thank you for the $20 super chat, Uncle Stu, for your continued support. He continues to support this channel. He didn't hit me with a $10 super chat and then that's it. In fact, I think he hits me every time he's here. So shout out to my man, Uncle Stu. This is Rich People Read, where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of the successful. This is where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. I'm glad you guys are here. Let me catch up on the chat. I know we got some new people in the audience. Hold on one second. Man, bro, I'm gonna hit you later. I gotta message my man back. Some people you can't ignore. Okay, cool. I'll let him know. Had to let him know. Bro, I hit you back. Big dog. We got some new people in the audience that's reading. Brianna, welcome, Brianna. I know she's watching. She's not saying anything, but I know she's watching. We got some new people. This is a book club. This is a YouTube book club where we read, where I read to you. Right now, we are reading the Think and Grow Rich book. We are on chapter 11. It's 15 chapters. So you have a lot of catch up to do if you guys want to read this book, but this book is very powerful. It's not just a self-help book. It is an instruction manual on how to get what you want, period. If you want $5 million, like I told you guys, my pledge, I need to do $7.5 million by 2023. On my prosperity doctrine, I need to do, because I've never made that much. I've never made $7.5 million. And so my goal now is to hit $7.5 million by my birthday in 2023. I need to do that. Once I do that, but I'm gonna do it through the power of this book and through the help of you. Once we finish the 15th chapter, we're gonna do a recap and we're gonna talk about all the steps that we need to do. We're gonna put them in place. We're gonna say, okay, this is what the book said we need to do in chapter 2. And in chapter 3, the book said we gotta do this. And in chapter 6, the book said we have to do this. And in chapter 9, we had to do this. And chapter 10 said, this is what we gotta do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. And then chapter 11, we're gonna go through the steps and we're gonna lay it out. And then we're gonna get started together. We may not implement it together because some things like the mastermind group that chapter 10 talks about, you'll need to have in your local area, unless you do a virtual one like people on the internet. To a degree, the members in my YouTube channel is somewhat of a mastermind group that we're ramping that up for the new year. Oh, I can't wait for the new year, especially with my members in the Army. Shout out to all the soldiers in the SR Army. We're not the US Army. We are the SR Army, leveling up to take our lives to the next level. Today, we're reading chapter 11, The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. We're reading The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. I'm excited about that. Are you guys ready for that? It's the longest chapter that we have left. So we may be here for about an hour and a half. So I hope you guys are prepared to relax. Listen to your boy Shan. My voice is a little raspy this morning. Real quick, did you guys get your water? Have you guys drank your water? Did you drink your BCAAs? Did you take your multivitamins today? I told you that there's a fountain of youth. There is a real life fountain of youth. I am 49 years old. And I don't look too bad. I am 49 years old. If I stood up, if I took I don't look too bad, you guys. I'm okay for 49. I was born in 1972. I graduated high school in 1989 at the age of 16. It is now 2021, getting ready to be 2022. I don't look too bad. Why not? because I care about myself. I take care of myself. Okay, real quick. This is for the fellas. This is for the fellas. 70% of my followers and my subscribers are men. 30% are women. So I'm talking to the 7 of 10 people that are watching this video right now. Fellas, did you wash your face this morning? Did you wash your face this morning? Yes, I want you to use soap. Yes, I'd like you to scrub and exfoliate. But if nothing else, did you splash some water on your damn face? Because fellas, you guys could be hella crusty. You claim of how you want this beautiful, soft, delicate woman. Women don't want super, they want strong and rugged, not crusty. Don't mix crusty with rugged. Should I put that on a t-shirt? Rugged, not crusty. Today I'm wearing a plain black t-shirt. I gotta go to my studio downtown to grab some more. Rugged, not crusty. Fellas, did you wash your crusty face this morning? Did you splash some water on your face and get that crust out your eyes and blow your nose? You got to do this every day. Did you know that if you wash your face, if nothing else, if you splash water on your face every day for the rest of your life, you will look 10 years younger than the person that didn't? It's a study. I forget where the study was, because I've been preaching that for years. I've been telling people on on Facebook that for years. Fellas, if you wash your face every day, when you are 50, you'll look 40. When you're 60, you'll look 50. When you are 70 years old, you'll look 60. You will erase 10 years of aging off your face by simply splashing water. Now, if you want to go ahead and use some soap, which is what I suggest. See, I know you guys are saying, damn, Shan, soap is the minimum. I got to get the people started, you guys. I got to get them started, you guys. We walk before we run, right? When I take people to the gym and I say, look, man, we want to get you in the gym. They be wanting to go real hard. Yeah, man, let's get to the weights. Shan, I want to work out, man. I want to get fit. I want to be young. I want to be strong. And they want to go all hard with the squats and shit. If I did that, they'll last in the gym for 1 week. They'll go back to their regular lifestyle. I can't do that. When I take somebody to the gym for the very first time, I say, man, go walk on the treadmill for 2 miles, play some music, and then we'll leave. I'm like, what you talking about, bro? What do you mean, go walk on the treadmill? Man, I came here to get it in, my nigga. I used to hit when I was back in the day. I wonder where the dumbbells at. Let's get to the bench press. No. No, we're not doing that. I want you to go to the treadmill, and I want you to just walk on the treadmill for a little bit. Why you want me to do only that, Shan? Because I want you to like this place. I want you to get used to this place. I want you to get used to the gym. Get used to the smell. Get used to the equipment. Get used to the people. Don't worry, we'll work up to that. Because if I work you hard in the first week, and I'm not a trainer, by the way, I'm a motivator. But people, they come to me for motivation to get fit. I say, listen, if I work you hard at the gym, day 1, you're not gonna last 5 days. You're not gonna last 5 days. After that, you're gonna be all sore. You ain't gonna be able to walk. Your muscles are gonna be atrophied. You're gonna be feeling bad, man. And then you're gonna be like, fuck that gym. 7 days from today, you're gonna be like, fuck that gym. I ain't going back. I'll figure something else out. I don't want that to happen to you. So instead, when I bring people to work out, I walk them. I say, man, just go walk on the treadmill, bro. Just go do some light work. But I don't even feel nothing, Shan. I know, but you will in time. But you'll be so used to the gym and you'll be so comfortable coming here that you'll make it part of your lifestyle. So when I tell brothers to splash water on their face, I'm typically talking to the one who normally doesn't do that. I ain't telling people to go hard with exfoliation and go get yourself a scrub and shit. I ain't telling them to go get soap and do all of that and go through this whole routine. No, brother, just start with splashing some water on your face. Get used to that. We'll work up to the other stuff. Fellas, I'm talking to you. Ladies, I already know you take care of yourselves. Fellas, I'm talking to you. Wash your crusty face. Splash some water on it every morning. Don't just brush your teeth. You brush your teeth every day. I don't have to explain that, right? When you brush your teeth, that's the time that you can splash some water on your face. Grab a towel, wipe it down. Look at the towel after you're done, especially if you have a white towel or a light colored towel. Splash water on your face, wipe it down, look at the towel. You'll discover Shan knows what he's talking about. So that way that you can erase 10 years off your life, aging later on. All right, fellas. Look what I have here. Look what I have here. You know what I did today? Manscaped. This is what I did this morning. All the men, please look down at your fingernails. Men, look down at your fingernails real quick. We're gonna read today, you guys. But I want the fellas to look down at their fingernails right now. Take a look at them. How you looking, fellas? Women, look at this shit. You claim you want this bad chick, right? You claim you want a baddie. Baddies, take a look at your hands, man. And you can't tell me that you work harder and you rougher and strong. Bruh, I change engines. I used to drag race. I build houses. I got a whole tool. I got tools. I work. I know what hard work is. But look at my hands. Nevertheless, with all the scars and battle wounds from working and being the man that I am, fellas, look at your fingernails right now. Go clip them damn claws. Go clip them damn claws. I know that y'all probably in there just, I'm cutting up, right? What y'all talking about in the chat? What y'all talking about in the chat? Y'all, the ladies are probably like, exactly, Shan. The ladies are probably like, exactly, Shan. Fellas, I need you guys to make sure you maintain yourselves, man. Women like that. Women enjoy being around a man who is hygienically sound. Okay? Fingernails, wash your face. Start with water. Start with water. What does Red Lipstick Vibe say? She said, for sure, we look at that. For sure, we look at that. Intentional Millionaires here, everybody. I was just at the Intentional Millionaires website. I wonder, did I pop up in the Intentional Millionaires feed because I was on his channel just last night before I went to bed. I think I fell asleep watching his videos. I fell asleep watching the Intentional Millionaires video. I wish I could show you, man. He's in my history. Like if I went to go look at my video history, the top 4 videos at the top before I started today is gonna come from the Intentional Millionaire. Shout out to my man. I'm glad you're here, bro. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Marvy. Hey, Marvy. Good morning, my love. We chilling today? We chilling today? We not going to the office today? Okay. Today's a relaxed day. Sounds good. You guys, we getting ready to read chapter 11 of Think and Grow Rich, The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. Are you guys ready? I'm going to read kind of fast because this chapter is a little long. So we're going to read. It's going to take us about an hour and a half. I do want you to relax and sit back. Make sure your ear pods are charged. Make sure your headphones are plugged in and turned up. If you're reading along with us with a physical book, please make sure you have a highlighter. Take this time to go grab a highlighter or a pen so you can underscore the important parts about what we're going to read. This chapter may make a few people feel a little uncomfortable because we're going to talk about sex. Sexual intercourse. Yes, Pound Town. That's what we're talking about today, you guys. Don't feel uncomfortable. Don't worry about it. If you are reading on your Kindle or if you're reading on your iPad or your iPhone using the Books app, remember you can get Think and Grow Rich book for free. So if you guys are reading along that way, perfect. Otherwise, just relax. If you're at work, just make sure you have one earbud in and you're listening to your boy. We're getting ready to get started. I appreciate all you guys showing up today. Uh-oh. I see a super chat. My man. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Soldiers, throw your ones up. Make it automatic. Whenever you see a super chat come in.
Being number one isn't easy.
My man, Mr. Awesome, with the $5 super chat. He says, salute. Being from the islands, we don't play with hygiene. Go wash your dusty skin. I wish I had the good accent. Go wash your dusty skin. I'm going to head back to work. Catch y'all on the replay. All right, my man. Thank you, Mr. Awesome. You notice how Mr. Awesome just pops his head in, drops $5 and pops out. He does me that all the time. Doesn't matter. It's guaranteed. Even if I go live at least 5 days a week, if Mr. Awesome is dropping $5 a show. And he does that multiple times. It'll be $2, it'll be $1, it'll be $10, he'll drop 20, he'll drop 5. He walks in, he drops 5, and then he does that 5 days a week. He's blessing this channel with $100 a month. That's more than probably his cell phone bill. That's why every bit that you guys bless this channel with, I appreciate. I appreciate. In fact, as I told people the other day, where Ace Senior and Jonathan Barronville was blessing the channel, going back and forth, a little bit of male bravado, how us men do. I did that once before, some years ago. I lost $10,000. Me and my man, we was going back and forth. They had a crowd of people. There was some pretty girls there. I ended up blowing 10 grand in one night just because of my ego. That was all right though. You know what's odd? As a result of that night, I ended up making more money than I gave up. I ended up making, this is back in my film days. On film set, we was just doing some shit. Blew 10 grand, ended up making more money because of that, because we picked up another project that paid me 10 times more. But as I was saying, Ace and Jonathan, they know that their money is going to be well used. In fact, now I'm going to be looking for people I'm hiring another person in addition to my staff that work, or I may restructure. I don't know, but I know that I'm going to hire somebody that's going to make this channel even better. We're going to be able to produce more content. When I read a comment that Jonathan wrote somewhere else, and I don't remember where, and I don't know if Jonathan knows that I read it, but he was saying that he gives tens of thousands of dollars to content creators because he's interested in getting our message out. He's interested in getting our message out. This channel here is a male-centric channel. This channel is for men. And we're letting all the information bleed over onto the women because it helps them too. And so one of his main motivations, and I'm sure it's the same with Ace, is that he wants to get the message out. But those blessings that come in, that Mr. Awesome just did, that Uncle Stu just did earlier this morning, that all these other people bless the channel with, is allowing me to create better content, to save more people, and to make a better production for you guys to watch. This is not a bad production, but it's going to get even better. It's going to get even better. So I appreciate you so much, Mr. Awesome. Thank you for stopping in, man. We'll catch you later, bro. Everybody throw your ones up for Mr. Awesome.
Being number one isn't easy.
Let's get ready to read. I got everything going. Did everybody like on the video? Did you guys like it? We're at 19 likes. Can we get up to 50? Let YouTube know that this video should be shown to other people. All you got to do is hit the thumbs up. If you can't see it because you're watching this on your phone, minimize the chat, hit the thumbs up, and then hit live chat right next to it. You come right back. Thank you. 2 just popped in. Now we're at 21. Thank you for that. Whoever just hit the like button, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I know you have unlimited likes. Thank you. So now we're at 25. So in just that fast, 6 people hit the, now we're at 27. So that's 9, that's 8 people. To the 8 people that just hit the like button in the last 10 seconds, thank you so much. You are telling YouTube that this video is worth watching. I appreciate you. Thank you for helping me out. I appreciate that. Follow the channel and join the army as we elevate ourselves. You guys, we're getting ready to read chapter 11. You ready? Let me go over to the chat. Everybody relax, get comfortable, sit back, and listen to your man. Jill says it does help us, Shannon. I'm glad. I'm glad. And therefore, the women, the information that I'm giving men, and where it helps women, those women like Jill, take that and they pass it on so that women that are being indoctrinated with bad information can be overridden. It's people like Jill Williams, who in her community, her girls, when she goes out with her girls, when she's talking to her friends, when she's hanging out with her family members, she passes on subconsciously. Because remember what we were subconsciously indoctrinated with over the last 20, 30 years? Now Jill is passing on information that's going to help relationships be better. We're at a 60% divorce rate, you guys. If everything that we've been doing was supposedly working, then how the fuck are we at a 60% divorce rate? Let's reverse that. Let's bring that down. Let's bring that down. Let's create some solid relationships. We know how it's been working for thousands of years, all of a sudden now we don't want to be together no more. Well, what the hell are we listening to, and what are people saying? Let's change that. Thank you, Jill. And ladies who's taking this great information. I know us men is sometimes hard on you, but being nice doesn't really work, right? I'm a drill sergeant. It's one of my problems in relationships. I'm too harsh. I'm too hard on. I keep it 100, and I don't know how to talk to women softly. I don't because I demand excellence, and I will be everything that I demand. I always lead by example, but sometimes people can't keep up. And that's just the way it is. I can't save everybody, but I'm not going to soften up. And so I know that sometimes we're hard on you ladies. I get it. I understand. But being nice and saying it nice and soft and giving it to you with sugar. No, man. Now we're giving it to you like a shot. Now we're giving this information to you like spoon feeding you it and mixing it with some sugar and some candy. That didn't work. Now this information is given. We're giving it to you in the IV. You're taking it it's like you're taking a shot of penicillin. That's how we're doing it now. All right. Appreciate everybody. Where we at? Let me scroll back down. Be everything you demand. Stephen Day. Hoorah. All right, guys. Let's go. I got to get used to using my keypad. And I'm on the wrong. I need to go to Rich People Read. Let's go to Rich People Read. All right. I'm going to read kind of fast today, you guys. So just chill and kick back. Oh, and make sure that you're typing salute in the chat so you can enter into the giveaway. I see all the names in here so far. Miss Drea and Steven and Thomas and Kimberly and Bridging the Gap and Lakeisha. Red Lipstick Vibes and Sherry and Mika G and Snuggle 668 and Monica Austin. They are all somebody in here is gonna win a gift card. I give a gift card out every time I go live. I give a gift card. Look, see, Mr. Awesome didn't even leave. He said he was leaving. Mr. Awesome said he was leaving and he ain't go nowhere. He gave $5 and said, hey man, I'm just dipping in and say what's up to y'all. I'll catch it on the replay. I'm out. 5 minutes later, what's up, y'all? Here's another $6. He said, I almost forgot, Shan. I almost forgot. Thanks for the wrench. Made my month. Of course, man. Are you kidding me? So what does he mean by that? Let me put that up on the screen. Mr. Awesome says, hey, man, I almost forgot, Shan. Here's $6. I got to go to work. I just wanted to pop back in again and say, I almost forgot. Thanks for the wrench. You see his name? Not only does he have rank next to his name because he's a soldier he's a member of the channel. He joined. This is what I want all you guys to do is join. Not only is he a member, he also has a wrench. It looks like a little wrench next to his name. That means he's a moderator. He's a moderator of my channel. The moderators come and go over here. I moderate people who help moderate the chat. I moderate people. I give a moderation badge, which is the wrench, to people who moderate the chat. People who are constantly here. There's people I got moderators that's never paid a penny. It's not about super chats. It's about people who are constructive in the chat. Mr. Awesome has proven himself to be very constructive and helpful to the channel. Everybody you see with the wrench, and I look at that like daily. So everybody who's there is intentionally there. Everybody who has a wrench helps me in my chat. They help me. And so Mr. Awesome, what I realize is like, why he don't have a wrench? This dude is always here helping. He's pushing people to subscribe. He's pushing people to join. He's pushing people to pay attention. He's pushing people to hit the like button. Why he don't have a wrench? I had to give him the wrench. And that's what he's talking about. He didn't know he was getting it. You won't know that you're getting it because I'll pay attention to you guys. You know, I go back and watch. You see Marvelette, she got a wrench. I go back and I pay attention to people who's consistently here and helping out with our mission. You know, this is a mission. This is a military mission, by the way. My channel is a military mission. And you guys are members of the Army, or you're soldiers of the Army, or you're the civilians that we're trying to save. But this is a military mission, by the way, if you guys didn't know. So shout out to you, Mr. Awesome. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. Wait a minute. Hold on. My man Anton is here, you guys. My man Anton is here. Shout out to Anton Daniels. I appreciate you being here, Anton. I appreciate you being here, Anton. I rock and support Anton 100%, not 99.9, not 95%. I rock and support Anton. He has 2 channels that I follow. As I was explaining the wrench, Anton should have a wrench. If he don't have it here, he probably has it on his other channel. I'm not sure because I don't remember. Anton supports what we're doing over here on my channel. He does. He's an example. He's one of the bigger content creators on YouTube in this space, and he's here helping me. He does it all the time. So shout out to my man Anton. I appreciate you being here, bro. Let's go. Hey, Randy. Hey, Princess. Let's go, you guys. You ready? Chapter 11, the mystery of sex. Transmutation. It is the 10th step towards riches. I know you guys are like, damn, Shannon, why are we reading 50 minutes after the show? I talk too much. That's why. I talk too goddamn much. It's just that simple. 15 minutes of it is the intro. So then why are we reading 35 minutes late? Because I can talk for 35 minutes and I still got more to say. I got to shut myself down just to come over here and read. Here we go. The meaning of the word transmute is, in simple language, the changing or transferring of one element or form of energy into another. The emotion of sex brings into being a state of mind. Because of ignorance on the subject, the state of mind is generally associated with the physical, and because of improper influences to which most people have been subjected to in acquiring knowledge of sex, things essentially physical have highly biased the mind. The emotion of sex has back of it the possibility of 3 constructive potentialities. They are, number 1, the perpetuation of mankind. Got to keep the race going, right? 2, the maintenance of health. As a therapeutic agency, it has no equal. And 3, the transformation of mediocrity into genius through transmutation. That's the one a lot of people don't know about. We know about the sexual and health benefits of having sex, especially from a therapeutic standpoint. We have sex for therapy. It makes us feel good. We understand that we got to keep mankind going, but did you know the transformation of mediocrity into genius through transmutation is also a benefit of sex? Let's talk about it. Sex transmutation is simple and easily explained. It means the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of some other nature. Sex desire is the most powerful of the human desires. When driven by this desire, men develop keenness of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability unknown to them at other times. So strong and impelling is the desire for a sexual contact that men freely run the risk of life and reputation just to have sex. When harnessed, though, and redirected along other lines, this motivating force maintains all of its attributes of keenness of imagination, courage, etc., which may be used as powerful creative force in literature, art, or in any other form, in any other profession or calling, including, of course, the accumulation of getting rich. The transmutation of sex energy calls for the exercise of willpower. Dick discipline, fellas. Sidebar. Let me read that first part of this sentence again. The transmutation of sex energy calls for the exercise of willpower. In other words, gentlemen, dick discipline. To be sure, but the reward is worth the effort. The desire for sexual expression is inborn and natural. The desire cannot and should not be submerged or eliminated, but it should be given an outlet through forms of expression which enrich the body, mind, and spirit of man. If not given this form of outlet, Through transmutation, it will seek outlets through purely physical channels. A river may be dammed and its water controlled for a time, but eventually it will force an outlet. The same is true of the emotion of sex. It may be submerged and controlled for a time, but its very nature causes it to be ever seeking means of expression. If it is not transmuted into some creative effort, it will find a less worthy outlet. Fortunate, indeed, is the person who has discovered how to give sex emotion an outlet through some form of creative effort, for he has, by that discovery, lifted himself to the status of a genius. Is that you guys? Have you been able to express yourself sexually through some other form other than just getting an orgasm? Let's read. Scientific research of the 1920s, by the way, has disclosed these significant facts. 1, the men of greatest achievement are the men with highly developed sex natures, men who have learned the art of sex transmutation. And 2, the men who have accumulated great fortunes and achieved outstanding recognition in literature, in art, industry, in architecture, and in the professions were motivated by the influence of a woman. Of a woman. This is why I tell you guys, your success or failure in life, I tell you guys, you men, that your success or failure in life is largely dependent upon the woman in which you choose. That was a sidebar. Before the billions, what's up, big dog? I'm glad to have you here. Let's continue. The research from which these astounding discoveries were made went back through the pages of biography, of history, for more than 2,000 years. Wherever there was evidence available in connection with the lives of men and women of great achievement, it indicated most convincingly that they possessed highly developed sex natures. The emotion of sex is an irresistible force against which there can be no opposition as an immovable body. When driven by this emotion, men become gifted with a superpower for action. Understand this truth, and you will catch the significance of the statement that sex transmutation will lift one to the status of a genius. The emotion of sex, the secret of the emotion of sex contains the secret of creative ability. Destroy the sex glands, whether in man or in beast, like a dog, neutering, cut the balls off, and you will have removed the major source of action. For proof of this, observe what happens to any animal after it has been castrated. A bull, not a cow, but a bull, right, with the horns, the whole nine, becomes as docile as a cow after it has been altered sexually. After you castrate a bull, he becomes as docile as a cow. Sex alteration takes out of the male, whether man or beast, all the fight that was in him. Sex alteration of the female has the same effect. We know about, the castration of women, the clitoris, cutting off the clitoris. That was a big thing that they were doing in Africa for a while. And it probably still continues to some degree in some countries. I don't know the details of that, so I stay out of conversations I don't know about. But we do know that sex alteration of the female has the same effect. The 10 mind stimuli. The human mind responds to stimuli through which it may be keyed up to high rates of vibration, known as enthusiasm, creative imagination, and intense desire, etc. The stimuli to which the mind responds to most freely are: 1, the desire for sex expression; 2, love; 3, a burning desire for fame, power, or financial gain, money, getting to the bag, right? Everybody wants to be popular on Instagram. Sidebar. Remember I told you guys there was a poll out here in Los Angeles where millennials was asked, what do you want most in life? And they said to be famous. They said, how do you want to be famous? I don't care. That's why you have these TikTok videos and you have people out there doing pranks and dying and doing crazy shit, jumping off buildings and recording themselves with a GoPro camera, hanging off a fucking skyscraper, the thrill and all that shit. They don't give a damn on how they become famous. They don't care how they become famous as long as they become famous. That was a poll done for most millennials. All right. Number 4, music. That's a stimuli. Boy, imagine, sidebar, music, what does it do for you? Sexually. When you play music, you fuck around and have a baby playing the right song. You can relax. You calm down when you play the right music at the right time, right? 5, friendship between either those of the same sex, you know, your pals, or those of the opposite sex. 6, a mastermind group. We talked about this in last chapter. Remember, I told you chapter 10 is the one that I failed myself. Chapter 10 is the one that I can't get together. My mastermind group here in Los Angeles is so tough to find people who want to get it like Shan want to get it. A mastermind alliance based upon the harmony of 2 or more people who ally themselves for spiritual or temporal advancement. Everybody calls. 7, mutual suffering, such as that experienced by people who are persecuted, where we are both been dogged out under the same issues. Slavery, ADOS, Americans. You know, ADOS stands for African Descendants of Slaves. Basically, Black Americans. Me, I'm ADOS. I'm an ADOS male. You know, those who are persecuted in the Holocaust, you know, LGBTQ community, you know, basically mutual suffering is another stimuli. You tend to want to suffer with the people who suffered the way you have. Right? 8, auto-suggestion. 9, fear. Ooh, that's stimuli. And 10, drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol. Now, the desire for sex expression comes at the head of the list of the stimuli. It's number 1. Sex is number 1 of all the stimuli. Sex is number 1 of all the stimuli, which most effectively step up the vibrations of the mind and start the wheels of physical action. 8 of these stimuli are natural and constructive. 2 are destructive. The list here that I just read, presented for the purpose of enabling you, is here presented for the purpose of enabling you to make a comparative study of the major sources of mind stimulation. From this study, it will be readily seen that the emotion of sex is, by great odds, the most intense and powerful of all mind stimuli. This comparison is necessary as a foundation for proof of the statement that the transmutation of sex energy may lift one to the status of a genius. Let us find out what constitutes a genius. Some wise acre has said that a genius is a person who wears long hair and eats queer food and lives alone and serves as a target for the joke makers. A better definition of a genius is a person who has discovered how to increase the vibrations of thought to the point where they can freely communicate with sources of knowledge not available through the ordinary rate of vibration of thought. They're basically elevated their minds. That's the members of my group. That's what we're going to be attempting to do. That's what we're going to attempt. That's what we're going to do, especially in 2022 as a team. Shout out to all the soldiers in the SR Army that's members over here at YouTube. The person who thinks will want to ask some questions concerning this definition of genius. The first question will be, how may one communicate with sources of knowledge which are not available through the ordinary rate of vibration of thought? Well, the next question would generally be, are there known sources of knowledge which are only available to genii? And if so, what are those sources and how exactly may they be reached? These are the people that want to know about how to become a genius. We shall offer proof of the soundness of some of the more important statements made in this book, or at least we shall offer evidence through which you may secure your own proof through experimentation. And in doing so, we shall answer both of those questions. Genius is developed through the sixth sense. We know the five senses, right? We know the five senses that all humans have, right? Sight, sound, smell, feeling, and tasting. Tasting, feeling, hearing, smelling, and seeing. That's the five senses. Genius is developed through the sixth sense. The reality of a sixth sense has been fairly well established. This sixth sense is called creative imagination. The faculty of creative imagination is one which the majority of people never use during an entire lifetime. And if used at all, it usually happens by mere accident. A relatively small number of people use with deliberation and purpose of forethought the faculty of creative imagination. Those who use this faculty voluntarily and with understanding of its functions are genii. You are a genius if you know how to harness the power of your imagination, which is your sixth sense. Hold on, let me do one thing real quick. My logo is dark. I just want to switch it up. There we go. The faculty of creative imagination is the direct link between the finite mind of man and the infinite intelligence. All so-called revelations referred to in the realm of religion and all discoveries of basic or new principles in the field of invention take place through the faculty of creative imagination. When ideas or concepts flash into one's mind, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Sidebar, how many of you guys had an idea just come to you out of nowhere? You'll be driving, right? You'll be on the road. You're heading to Target to go get something. Maybe you're going to go pick up some toilet paper for the house. You're heading to Target to go pick up some toilet paper from the house, maybe some toothpaste, a few things that you need for the house. And then suddenly an idea flashes across your mind. You don't know where that came from. You don't know why it came. It's like, what? It just hit you out of nowhere. That is your sixth sense, my friends. That is your sixth sense. We know the five where you can hear and you can feel and you can taste and you can smell and you can see. But the sixth sense is where that idea just flashed across your mind. Maybe you're sitting watching TV and something just hit you and it's not even connected to anything that's happening to you at the time. When ideas or concepts flash into one's mind through what is popularly called a hunch, they come from one or more of the following sources. 1, infinite intelligence. 2, one's subconscious mind. Herein is stored every sense, impression, and thought impulse which ever reached the brain through any of the 5 normal senses. 3, from the mind of some other person who had just released the thought or picture or the idea of concept through conscious thought. That's like advertising, right? That's what Google does and Facebook does when they hit us with shit that they want us to buy. They're speaking to your subconscious mind. They're speaking to your sixth sense to get you to go buy some shit that you probably don't need. Number 4, from the other person's subconscious storehouse. There are no other known sources from which inspired ideas or hunches may be received. The creative imagination functions best when the mind is vibrating due to some form of stimulation at an exceedingly high rate. That is, when the mind is functioning at a high rate of vibration, higher than that of ordinary normal thought. When the brain action has been stimulated through one or more of the 10 mind thoughts and permits him to envision distance, scope, and quality of thoughts not available on the lower plane, such as that occupied while one is engaged in the solution of the problems of business and professional routine. When lifted to this higher level of thought, hold on, let me get this mic right. When lifted to this higher level of thought, through any form of mind stimulation, an individual occupies relatively the same position as one who has ascended in an airplane to a height from which he may see over and beyond the horizon line, which limits his vision while on the ground. Moreover, while on this higher level of thought, the individual is not hampered or bound by any of the stimuli which circumscribe and limit his vision while wrestling with the problems of gaining the three basic necessities of food, clothing, and shelter. It has nothing to do with those things. He is in a world of thought in which the ordinary workaday thoughts have been effectively removed, as are the hills and valleys and other limitations of physical vision when you flying in an airplane. Basically, when you get to that level of thought and imagination, shit like food, shit like sleeping, you know what I'm saying? Eating and sleeping and the clothes you're wearing and being safe, that's nowhere in sight. That's not even around. It's no different than the limitations of hills and valleys and streets and stuff when you're flying in an airplane. You're soaring. When you tap into that part of your imagination, you are soaring above all the things that you think you need. That's why a lot of people sometimes go, continue to sidebar. Have you guys ever gone and been so inundated in a project or something that you've been really captivated with that you forget to eat? How many of you guys have been so focused in your imagination or so driven towards something that it's not that you didn't want to eat. You fucking forgot to eat. How many of you forgot to eat, forgot to call those people back, forgot to pay that bill, forgot to do something because you were so inundated in deep into the imagination of a particular thing that you're working on? That's what we're talking about. While on this exalted plane of thought, yes, O Robertson, all the time. I forgot. Did you eat? That's why it's good. You guys, I know I said I was going to read fast. Sidebar. Fellas, stop asking women, what do you bring to the table? That's a silly question. Men of high value, we don't ask women that question. We already know what they bring to the table. Nothing. They don't need to bring nothing to the table. What value do you have in my life? That's what we want to know. Men of high value want to know, do not care about what you bring to the table. That's I don't want to disparage anybody that asks that, but that's broke thinking, right? No, what we want to know is, how valuable are you to me? Like my man O. Robertson says, listen, man, have you ever been so in all the time? When we are thinking and we forget to eat, imagine how valuable a woman could be when she's so tapped into you and your necessities and your needs that when you're in that vibration of thought to help cover your family, that you got a woman that just shows up with a sandwich. She don't ask you, are you hungry, honey? She knows you're hungry. I can't wait to get me a woman that knows, she don't even ask if I'm hungry. It just shows up with, and because I probably would have told her, don't worry about it. No, I'm fine. I'm okay. Don't worry about that. Be dismissive and kind of like, cavalier and just be like, you kind of push her. So some women get all in their emotions about that shit. Well, I asked. It's like, that ain't the kind of woman I need. I don't want the kind of, I asked you, and now she got a whole attitude because I didn't want to be bothered while I was soaring high in my imagination on creating shit that's going to help all of us. But she's so upset about the fact that I just kind of blew her off. That was the problem. You know what I want? Is the woman that just says, oh, I know my man is hungry. I got to ask him. That's like saying, your children are hungry. Do you ask are you hungry? Oh, you're not? Okay, then cool. You don't get a bottle. No, they hungry. That's the value that a woman can bring a particular man. That's not so damn selfish. And so if she's going to be like, oh, here you go, baby. I know you. Here, eat this. Okay, well, shit. Hold on. Damn, I didn't even realize I'm so busy doing what I was doing. God damn. Thank you, baby. Shit. Look at this. You wolf down some. Do women do that anymore? Ladies in the chat, do you do that? Tell the truth. Have you not done that? If you haven't, learn today. Anyways, let's get back to that. You forget to eat. Okay. That was a long ass sidebar, right? All right. While on this exalted plane of thought, the creative faculty of mind is given the freedom for action. The way has been cleared for the sixth sense to function. It becomes receptive to ideas which could not reach the individual under any other circumstances. The sixth sense is the faculty which marks the difference between a genius and an ordinary individual. The creative faculty becomes more alert and receptive to vibrations originating outside the individual's subconscious mind. The more this faculty is used and the more this individual relies upon it and makes demands upon it for thought impulses. This faculty can be cultivated and developed only through using it. That's the law of use. Remember, I told you there's three universal laws. Law of use. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. Use it or lose it. That's a universal law. There's a law of attraction. There's a law of reciprocity. There's a law of use. That which is known as one's conscious operates entirely through the faculty of the sixth sense. The great artists, the great writers, the great musicians, the great poets become great because they acquire the habit of relying upon the still small voice, which speaks from within, through the faculty of creative imagination. It is a fact well known to people who have keen imaginations that their best ideas come through so-called hunches. There is a great orator who does not attain greatness until he has closed his eyes and begin to rely entirely upon the faculty of creative imagination. When asked why he closed his eyes just before the climaxes of his oratory, he replied, "I do it because then I speak through ideas which come to me from within." One of America's most successful and best-known financiers followed the habit of closing his eyes for 2 or 3 minutes before making decisions. When asked why he did this, he replied, "With my eyes closed, I am able to draw upon a source of superior intelligence." The late Dr. Elmer R. Gates of Chevy Chase, Maryland, created more than 200 useful patents, many of them basic, through the process of cultivating and using the creative faculty. His method is both significant and interesting to one interested in attaining to the status of genius in which category Dr. Gates unquestionably belonged. Dr. Gates was one of the really great, though one of the less publicized scientists of the world. In his laboratory, he had what he called his personal communication room, quote unquote. It was practically soundproof and so arranged that all light could be shut out. It was equipped with a small table on which he kept a pad of writing paper. In front of the table on the wall was an electric push button which controlled the lights. When Dr. Gate desired to draw upon the forces available to him through his creative imagination, he would go into this room, sit himself at his table, shut off the lights, and concentrate upon the known factors of the invention on which he was working, remaining in that position until ideas began to flash into his mind in connection with the unknown factors of that invention. Remember, he had 200 patents. On one occasion, ideas came through so fast that he was forced to write for almost 3 hours. When the thoughts stopped flowing, he examined his notes. He found they contained a minute description of principles which bade not a parallel among the known data of the scientific world. Moreover, the answer to his problem was intelligently presented in these notes. In this manner, Dr. Gates completed over 200 patents, which had begun but not completed by half-baked brains. Evidence of the truth of this statement is in the United States Patent Office. Dr. Gates earned his living by sitting for ideas for individuals and corporations. Some of the largest corporations in America paid him substantial fees by the hour for sitting for ideas. The reasoning faculty is often faulty because it is largely guided by one's accumulated experience. Not all knowledge which one accumulates through experience is accurate. Ideas received through this creative faculty are much more reliable for the reason that they come from sources more reliable than any which are available to the reasoning faculty of the mind. The major difference between the genius and the ordinary crank inventor may be found in the fact that the genius works through his faculty of creative imagination, while the crank knows nothing of this faculty. The scientific inventor, such as Thomas Edison and Dr. Gates, makes use of both the synthetic and creative faculties of imagination. For example, a scientific inventor or genius begins an invention by organizing and combining the known ideas or the principles accumulated through experience through the synthetic faculty, the reasoning faculty. He finds this accumulated knowledge to be insufficient for the completion of his invention. He then draws upon the sources of knowledge available to him through his creative faculty. The method by which he does this varies with the individual, but this is the sum and substance of his procedure. Number one, he stimulates his mind so that it vibrates on a higher than average plane, using one or more of the 10 mind stimulants of some other stimulant of his choice. Sometimes people take drugs. Number one, he stimulates his mind. Unfortunately, some people drink and they come up with fucking great ideas. Think about some of our greatest entertainers. Some of the people write the best music when they're fucking high. It's crazy. It's unfortunate that it ruins them, but it happens. Some other people have sex. Orgasm gives them the best ideas. Hold on. Number two, he concentrates upon the known factors, the finished part, right, of his invention, and creates in his mind a perfect picture of unknown factors, the unfinished part of his invention. He holds this picture in his mind until it has been taken over by the subconscious mind, then relaxes by clearing his mind of all thought, and waits for his answer to flash into his mind, which is delivered by his subconscious mind. Sometimes the results are both definite and immediate. At other times, the results are negative, depending upon the state of the development of the sixth sense or creative faculty. Mr. Thomas Edison tried out more than 10,000 different combination of ideas through the synthetic faculty of imagination before he tuned in, quote unquote, through the creative faculty and got the answer for which he perfected the incandescent light bulb. His experience was similar when he produced the talking machine, the telephone. Thomas Edison created the telephone and the light bulb, by the way. There is plenty of reliable evidence that the faculty of creative imagination exists. This evidence is available through accurate analysis of men who have become leaders in their respective callings without having had extensive educations. Lincoln, President Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, who we're talking about, was a notable example of a great leader who achieved greatness through the discovery and use of his faculty of creative imagination. He discovered and began to use this faculty as a result of the stimulation of love, which he experienced after he met Anne Rutledge. A statement of the highest significance in connection with the study of the source of genius. Abraham Lincoln was a genius. The pages of history are filled with the records of great leaders whose achievements have been traced directly to the influence of women who aroused the creative faculties in their minds through the stimulation of sex desire. Napoleon Bonaparte was one of them. Before I read on, ladies, sidebar, ladies, I know you're listening. Ladies, real quick, just real quick. Don't use sex as a weapon from your man. You are hurting yourself when you hold that back. I know you think you're not. I know you've been told by the sisterhood that's the best way to do it. It doesn't work out for you. It never has. It never will. It never has. It never will. Wives, do not be so mad at your husband that you can't give him sex. You're not in the mood. Get in the mood. Figure it out. I feel like cussing. Am I triggered? Am I triggered? Ladies, do not hold sex back from your husband. You ain't being in the mood ain't enough. Get your ass in the mood. Figure it out. Take care of your man. You don't realize what you're doing when you do that. Just want to throw that out there. Stop laughing, Marvy. The pages of history are filled with the records of great leaders, men who achievements traced directly to the influence of the woman that he had, who arose the creative faculties in his mind through the stimulation of sex desire. You guys, Pound Town. Take them to Pound Town, ladies. Napoleon Bonaparte was one of these men. When Napoleon Bonaparte was inspired by his first wife, Josephine, he was irresistible and invincible. When his better judgment or reasoning faculty prompted him, hold on, let me move these notifications, prompted him to put Josephine aside, he began to decline. When he got rid of Josephine, shit started going bad. When he was with Josephine, he was invincible. She was giving him what he needed. And as soon as he got rid of her, he started to fall apart. His defeat and Saint Helena were not far in the distant. If good taste would permit, we might easily mention scores of men well known to the American people who climbed to great heights of achievement under the stimulating influence of their wives, only to drop back to destruction after money and power went to their heads, and they put aside the old wife for a new one. Napoleon was not the only man to discover that sex influence from the right source is more powerful than any substitute of expediency, which may be created by mere reason. The human mind responds to stimulation, period. Among the greatest and the most powerful of these stimuli is the urge of sex. When harnessed and transmuted, this driving force is capable of lifting men into that higher sphere of thought, which enables them to master the sources of worry and petty annoyance which beset their pathway on a lower plane. They forget about the bullshit when their balls are empty. Ladies, your man forgets about the bullshit when his balls are empty. I'm just translating into 2021 terms. This is 100 years ago. Unfortunately, the only genii which have made the discovery. Unfortunately, only the genii has made this discovery. Others have accepted the experience of sex urge without discovery, one of its major potentialities, a fact which accounts for the great number of others as compared to the limited number of genii. Right? For the purpose of refreshing the memory in connection with the facts available from the biographies of certain men, we here present the names of a few men of outstanding achievement, each of whom was known to have been of a highly sexed nature. He liked to go to Pound Town, y'all. These men like to go to Pound Town with a woman. The genius which was theirs undoubtedly found its source of power in transmuted sex energy. This includes George Washington. I'm going to read this with the Pound Town sign. Start off with Pornhub. George Washington, Napoleon Bonaparte, William Shakespeare, Abraham Lincoln, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Robert Burns, Thomas Jefferson, Elbert Hubbard, Elbert H. Gary, Oscar Wilde, Woodrow Wilson, another one of our presidents, John H. Patterson, Andrew Jackson, another president, Enrico Caruso. Your own knowledge of biography will enable you to add to this list. You know more people that needed sex. Hell, Barack Obama. Barack Obama, undoubtedly a genius. No question in his genius. Academically, politically, I don't care how you slice it. He's a genius across the board. Guess what he has to help him elevate to that level? Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama. I was never in a bedroom with Michelle Obama. None of us were. But I guarantee you, Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, I guarantee you, Michelle took care of her man. Y'all claim to want to be Michelle, but you don't want to do what Michelle does, ladies. Y'all want to claim to be a Michelle Obama, but did you do what Michelle Obama does for your man that she does for Barack Obama to become who he is? If you do not wish to rely upon biographies of men not now living, take inventory of those whom you know to be men of great achievement, and see if you can find one among them who is not highly sexed. Sex energy is the creative energy of all genii, of all geniuses. There never has been and never will be a great leader, builder, or artist lacking in the driving force of sex, period. Michael Jackson. Kanye West, Jay-Z with his queen, Beyonce. I don't care how you slice it. I don't care how you slice it. Surely no one will misunderstand these statements to mean that all who are highly sexed are genii. Man attains to the status of genius only when and if he stimulates his mind so that it draws upon the forces available through the creative faculty of the imagination. Chief among the stimuli with which this stepping up of the vibrations may be produced is sex energy. The mere possession of this energy is not sufficient to produce a genius. It's not enough to make a genius, you guys. It's not just fucking. Okay, you just can't just be fucking and now you're a genius. The energy must be transmuted from desire for physical contact into some other form of desire and action before it will lift one to the status of genius. So just busting a nut ain't enough. It's not just the fact that you sleeping with a woman or you you have a woman's bosom in your arms when you guys are in that spoon position while watching TV and going to sleep. It's not just that. It's not you sliding the panties to the side and slipping in. You have to transmute that into what you're going to become a genius about and then present to the world. Far from becoming genii because of men's great sex desires, the majority of men lower themselves through misunderstanding and misuse of sex to the status of lower animals. You just fucking because you just a buck. You just like a dog. That's where you become a hound dog. Yeah, you guys ever heard, sidebar, this is the term hound dog. Like, oh, these niggas is just dogs. Oh, you just a dog. You a hound dog. Dogs ain't trying to become genii. They're not trying to become a genius. They just doing it because, I have sex. They hump your leg. Dig discipline, fellas. Dig discipline. The discipline not only includes making sure that you are selective about who you have sex with and not and having some kind of control over where your sperm is being freely given out. But it also matters in when you have sex and after you have sex, are you transmuting that into a higher level to take you to where you need to go in life. This is why when I tell young men who's in their 20s, don't concentrate on relationships, but I'm not saying don't have sex. If you're going to have sex, make it work for you, brothers. Why men seldom succeed before 40. Uh-oh, y'all ready for this one? I could speak to this. Just broke my earring. It's cool. I got more. Take this one out. Why men seldom succeed before the age of 40. Fellas, you ready for this one? What's up, Boris? Post-nut clarity makes men feel like a genius, though. Boris the B, he said that post-nut clarity, it makes a man feel like a genius. All right, here we go. Why men seldom succeed before the age of 40. I discovered from the analysis of over 25,000 people that men who succeed in an outstanding way seldom do so before the age of 40. This is 25,000 people that he interviewed in the 1920s, actually before that. And more often, they do not strike their real pace until they are well beyond the age of 50. That's me. I'm age 49. I'm doing good for 40s, but God, I'm planning on knocking it out the park in my 50s. I plan on knocking it out the park in my 50s, but I got to be able to transmute my sex. This fact was so astounding that it prompted me to go into the study of its cause more carefully, carrying the investigation over a period of more than 12 years. Ladies, I want you guys to fast forward this video to anybody you know under 40 and under 50. This is a two-part message for men under 40 to let them know what's important about what's going to happen when they get into their 40s, and men under 50 on what can come once they reach their top stride. Okay, and they can skip all the shit that I talked about before to bring them straight to this point. This study disclosed the fact that the major reason why the majority of men who succeed do not begin to do so before the age 40 to 50 is their tendency to dissipate their energies through the overindulgence of physical expression of the emotion of sex. The majority of men never learn that the urge of sex has other possibilities, which far transcend in importance that of the mere physical expression, a dog. Sex is much more than just getting your nut off, fellas. The majority of those who make this discovery do so after having wasted many years at a period when the sex energy is at its height, prior to the age of 45 to 50. This usually is followed by noteworthy achievement. The lives of many men up to and sometimes well past the age of 40 reflect a continued dissipation of energies, which could have been more profitably turned into better channels. Their finer and more powerful emotions are sown wildly to the four winds. Out of this habit of the male grew the term sowing his wild oats. That's where the term came from. You learn something new every day, right? Fuck with your boy Shannon. The desire for sexual expression is by far the strongest and most impelling of all the human emotions. And for this very reason, this desire, when harnessed and transmuted into action, other than that of physical expression being dog, may raise one to the status of genius. One of America's most notable and able businessmen frankly admitted that his attractive secretary was responsible for most of his plans that he created. Damn. He admitted that her presence lifted him to heights of creative imagination, such as he could experience under no other stimulus. Ladies, you wonder why beauty matters to men. Why does beauty matter to men? Why do you care about how we look? Don't you care about my degree? Don't you care about my education? Don't you care about my job? Don't you care about how much money I got? This dude had a pretty secretary. This guy had a beautiful secretary. Fit, feminine, friendly, faithful, and fun. The number one is fit. Ladies, if you're not fit, she was beautiful to him. One of the most successful men in America owes most of his success to the influence of a very charming young woman who has served as his source of inspiration for more than 12 years. Everyone knows the man to whom this reference is made, but not everyone knows the real source of his achievements. History is not lacking in examples of men who attained to the status of genii as a result of this use of artificial mind stimulants in the form of alcohol and narcotics, drugs. Edgar Allan Poe wrote The Raven, and I memorized The Raven when I was 17 years old, living in the dorms at Cal Poly Pomona in 1989. And I memorized it just because I was blown away by the poem itself. I had no class that required it. No teacher made me read it. I had just came across that poem, The Raven, by Edgar Allan Poe, when Shannon was 17 years old. This was 1989. This is 1989, and I was living in the dormitories at Cal Poly Pomona. That was my first college, fresh out of high school. And I had memorized that. I don't remember it anymore, but I had memorized The Raven, and I don't know why I memorized it. And I read it all the time. I read it over and over and over again. It was mind-blowing to me in 1989 when I read it. This is a sidebar. For those that have never read The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, run over to Google real quick, fire up a tab, type in Raven, Edgar Allan. That's all you got to type. Raven, Edgar Allan. Let the results flow, and I want you to read that poem. I can't tell you that it's going to hit you the way it hit me. I can't promise that poem is going to hit you the way it hit me as it did when I was 17 years old. Literally 32 years ago. 32 years ago. When I first read that poem, I was 17 years old in college. And it hit me. Edgar Allan Poe wrote The Raven while under the influence of liquor. He was drunk when he wrote that. Dreaming dreams that mortal never dared to dream before. James Whitcomb Riley did his best writing while under the influence of alcohol. Perhaps it was thus he saw the ordered intermingling of the real and the dream, the mill above the river and the mist above the stream. Robert Burns wrote best when he was drunk. For all lang syne. My dear, we'll take a cup of kindness, yet for all lang syne.
Welcome to the real world.
Thank you, Tiffany, for joining. Ladies, we got a new, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new subscriber to the channel, Tiffany Fairley. Sidebar, or I'm going to read the sidebar after I read this paragraph. But let it be remembered that many such men have destroyed themselves in the end. They've destroyed themselves in the end, drugs and alcohol. That's one of the two destructive stimuli. Nature has prepared her own portions with which men may safely stimulate their minds so they vibrate on a plane that enables them to tune in to fine and rare thoughts which come from no man knows where. No substitute for nature's stimulants have ever been found. Sidebar real quick. I reached 3,000 subscribers, you guys, last night. Thank you, Tiffany. Shout out to Tiffany for becoming a subscriber. You guys, you know, I reached 3,000 subscribers. I had a goal for Thanksgiving to reach 5,000. My new goal, and I forget to mention it. I need to start mentioning it. The new goal is to have 5,000 subscribers by New Year's. 5,000 subscribers by New Year's. Can you guys help me out? Will you subscribe to my channel for those that's reading? I promise I'll bring you great content. I promise to do my best. I promise you. I promise I won't let you down. I promise there'll be no scandals over here. Ain't gonna be no drama. If you're looking for drama, this ain't the channel for you. If you're looking for drama and hate and bickering and fighting and all that kind of shit that you see in other channels, you're not gonna find it over here. I don't get down like that. All I bring is high value content over here. So if you're looking for the high value content that's gonna help you become more wealthy and help you have better friendships and relationships, hang out with me over here. If you're looking for the bullshit, then you go somewhere else. If you're looking for the good shit, come over here. Thank you so much for everybody for helping me reach 3,000 subscribers. I'm really excited about that. Thank you so much. And thank you to the new subscribers today. Thank you to the new subscribers today. Let's continue to read. Uh-oh. I got a super chat. Sherry, everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Thank you, Sherry. Sherry says congratulations. Sherry says congratulations. Everybody
Being
throw your
number
ones
one
up.
isn't easy.
Thank you for that blessing, Sherry. I appreciate you. And thank you for subscribing, Sherry. You helped me reach 3,000 subscribers. That's monumental for me. I know it's not important to you guys. It's not important to a lot of people, but it's important to me. It's important to me to know that I have 3,000 people that give a damn about what I'm talking about. I have 3,000 people most of which I've never met and I'll never speak to, care about what I'm talking about. And so that motivates me. And then you got other people that takes it to another level and gives me money, like Sherry just did, because they care about what I'm talking about. So thank you, Sherry. And thank you to all you who are subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you. And I promise, mark my words. I'm putting this out in the internet. You know, when it's on the internet, it lives forever, right? I will not let you down. You will not hear no bullshit. I'm not going to prison. I'm not doing no weird shit. I'm not doing no crazy stuff. I ain't hurting nobody. You solid with your boy Shan. All right. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. It is a fact well known to psychologists that there is a very close relationship between sex desires and spiritual urges. A fact which accounts for the peculiar behavior of people who participate in orgies known as religious revivals. Common among the primitive types. The world is ruled and the destiny of civilization is established by the human emotions. People are influenced in their actions not by reason so much as feelings. The creative faculty of the mind is set into action entirely by emotions and not by cold reason. The most powerful of all human emotions is that of sex. There are other mind stimulants, some of which have been listed, but no one of them, nor all of them combined, can equal the driving power of sex. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Throw your ones up. Thank you, Marvelette. Thank you, Marvelette, for the $20 super chat. Marvelette had nothing to say. She just said, blessing, Shan. I mean, she had nothing to write, but she said everything. Shan, appreciate you. Here's $20. Marvy she gave me $20 on Monday. No, she gave me more than that. She gave me 20 once and then gave some more money after that. And now she's giving $20. And now Kimberly is blessing me. Everybody throw your ones up for Kimberly.
Being number one isn't easy.
Everybody throw your ones up for Kimberly. I haven't met Kimberly's right here in California. I've been meaning me and Kimberly's gonna go to lunch soon. She's out in the Orange County. So I haven't had a chance to meet her. What does she say? Kimberly says, let's get to 30,000 subscribers. Thank you, Kimberly. Everybody throw your ones up for Kimberly.
Being number one isn't easy.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Marvelette. I appreciate you, ladies. You guys doing this all of a sudden because I said I'll reach 3,000 subscribers. You guys are like, yo, Shan, congratulations. I'm excited. Now, y'all not going to let me finish the book now, right? Y'all ain't going to let me finish the book.
Being number one isn't easy.
RG, my man RG is here. He don't have nothing to say. He He's a soldier, just like Marvelette is he's a soldier in the army. Y'all
Being
throw your
number
ones
one
up.
isn't easy.
RG says, Shan, here's $20, man. Put that on. Shan, here's $20. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's 20, man. He's out there making bread right now. So Shan, here's 20. Put that on that. I'm always blessing you. He's always blessing me. Always. Continue. Marvelette, Kim, RG is always blessing me. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. And I hear the chat just firing. I don't know if the mic picks that up. I hope it doesn't. I'm gonna have to check that. But oh really? So this is how we doing? This is my birthday. Y'all not gonna.
Being number one isn't easy.
Everybody, Lakeisha, throw your ones up for Lakeisha. She once again. I don't got nothing to say, Shan, but I'm saying everything. Lakeisha has nothing to write, but she's saying everything, just like Marvelette, just like RG. Throw your ones up, everybody, for Lakeisha. Thank you. She's my number one moderator. Lakeisha is my number one moderator. There's no moderator greater to me than Lakeisha, by the way. I'm going to put that on record. Thank you, Lakeisha. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for helping the channel. You know you're not helping me, right? It's not about me. I get money. I got a whole career. This right here is going all into the channel. It goes all to, you guys bought this microphone. You guys bought this boom mic. I didn't pay for that. Y'all bought this. You guys wanted to hear me better, right? So you blessed the channel. I went out and bought better equipment. With you guys want to hear me better. The last microphone, where's it at? It's over there. You was like, I don't like how that sounds, Shan. We need to hear you better. Okay. You guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for your kindness and blessings. All right, let's finish. A mind stimulant is any influence which will either temporarily or permanently increase your vibrations of thought. The 10 major stimulants described earlier are the most commonly resorted to. Through these sources, one may commune with infinite intelligence or enter at will the storehouse of the subconscious mind, either one's own or that of another person, a procedure which is all there is of genius. A teacher, many of you are teachers, ladies and gentlemen. Many of you guys are teachers. A teacher who has trained and directed the efforts of more than 30,000 salespeople made the astounding discovery that highly sexed men are the most efficient salespersons. Somebody who has evaluated 30,000 salespeople realized that the men that was getting sexed the most were the best salespersons. The explanation is that the factor of personality known as personal magnetism is nothing more nor less than sex energy. Highly sexed people always have a plentiful supply of magnetism. Through cultivation and understanding, I don't know if I believe that because I'm not getting the sex. Your sidebar. Jill. Thank you, Jill. What does Jill say? Everybody throw your ones up for Jill.
Being number one isn't easy.
Jill says, thank you, Shan. Thank you for teaching me what to do when I find my man. I'm helping you. I'm just one of the instructors of the many instructors in life. Hopefully I'm bringing you some value. And for the things that I'm wrong on, please correct me because I don't have all the answers, but I'm happy to contribute to making you a better person. You guys are contributing to making me a better person. I'm like what we're doing right now. I appreciate you, Jill. Throw them ones up. I see them ones flying across the screen. Thank you.
Being number one isn't easy.
He said, now let's get back. Thank you so much, Jill. He said, highly sexed people always have a plentiful supply of magnetism. I think I have a pretty magnetized personality, but I ain't getting the sex. I ain't getting it. I want it, but I ain't getting it. I just want to throw that out there. I wonder how much more magnetic I would be if I did. Through cultivation and understanding, this vital force may be drawn upon and used to great advantage in the relationships between people. Their energy may be communicated to others through the following media. Number one, The handshake, the basic handshake. We all know that, right? The touch, though, of the hand indicates instantly the presence of magnetism or the lack thereof. How you shake a hand. It's how you shake that hand. And it's not so much men. Be firm. Yes, there's that. But what about men to women? Ladies, can you discover it? Sidebar. Can you discover how a man feels about you when he shakes your hand? He could be like, it's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. It's good to meet you. Or he could be like, damn, hi, it's nice to meet you. And the way he caresses, and you know how he works those fingers in your palm. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Number 2, the tone of voice. Magnetism or sex energy is the factor with which the voice may be colored or made musical and charming. Ladies, do you love it when a man talks to you with the right tone of voice? You already pregnant when you hear some men speak, right? It's like, oh, you already into your second trimester when certain men say certain things a certain way. Voice and the tone of it matters. Fellas, what about that woman that says the right things to you the right way? It's not so much what she said, but it's how she said it. You already ready to talk about salute. You on full salute when a woman talks to you the right way, right, fellas? Number 3, posture and carriage of the body. Highly sexed people move briskly and with grace and ease. This is especially true for men. I guess women too. Man, you know how that woman just moves? It's like, God damn, did you see her walk? How she walked? How she just walked across the room. Ladies, this is for you too. You know that man that steps, you could be at an event. There's a lot of people there. Everybody's mixing and mingling, chatting. And then that one dude steps into the room. He didn't even say nothing. He didn't say anything verbally. But he said, I'm the man when he walked in. He said, I'm all eyes on him. He is the center of attention. Number 4, the vibrations of thought. This is where people who are, what word am I looking for? Help me out, you guys. When you like somebody based on how they think. I am sapiosexual. The sapiosexual. This is the sapiosexual who gets turned on by the vibrations of thought. Highly sexed people mix the emotion of sex with their thoughts, or may do so at will, and in that way may influence those around them. Then we have the body adornment. People who are highly sexed are usually very careful about their personal appearance. They usually select clothing of a style becoming of their personality, their physique, their complexion, etc. We're talking about people who got swag. We're talking about the men who dress right, who wears the right suits. That matters. Right? Ladies, fellas, when she's wearing the right kind of heels. Me, I like open toe. Some people like clothes. I like it when I like open toe. And I like open toe with a round or squared tip. That's what I like. On a stiletto, 5 inches or higher. I just like that. I don't know why. Strappy heels, man, that does it for me. Strappy heels does it for me. When she's wearing that right dress and she's looking right, she's smelling right. Ladies, what about men in his scent? And he smells right. Tell me that doesn't pique you. Things don't start to clicking. Things don't start to clicking. When employing salesmen, the more capable sales manager looks for the quality of personal magnetism as the first requirement of a salesman. People who lack sex energy will never become enthusiastic nor inspire others with enthusiasm. And enthusiasm is one of the most important requisites in salesmanship, no matter what one is selling. Doesn't matter what you sell. It doesn't matter what you sell. That's right, Sherry. Ain't nothing like a good smelling man. The public speaker, orator, preacher, lawyer, or salesman who is lacking in sex energy is a flop, as far as being able to influence others is concerned, right? Couple this with the fact that most people can be influenced only through an appeal to their emotions, and you will understand the importance of sex energy as a part of the salesman's native ability. Master salesmen attain the status of mastery in selling because they either consciously or unconsciously transmute the energy of sex into sales enthusiasm. In this statement may be found a very practical suggestion as to the actual meaning of sex transmutation. The salesman who knows how to take his mind off the subject of sex and direct it into sales effort with as much enthusiasm and determination as he would apply to its original purpose has acquired the art of sex transmutation, whether he knows it or not. The majority of salesmen who transmute their sex energy do so without being in the least aware of what they're doing or how they're doing it. Transmutation of sex energy calls for more willpower than the average person cares to use for this purpose. Those who find it difficult to summon willpower sufficient for transmutation may gradually acquire this ability. Through this requires willpower. The reward for the practice is more than worth the effort. The reward is worth more than the effort. It pays off. It's worth it. The entire subject of sex is one with the majority of people appear to be unpardonably ignorant. The urge of sex has been grossly misunderstood, slandered, and burlesqued by the ignorant and the evil-minded for so long that the word sex in and of itself is seldom used in polite society. Men and women who are known to be blessed, yes, blessed, with highly sexed natures are usually looked upon as being people who will bear watching. Instead of being called blessed, they're usually called being cursed. Millions of people, even in this age of enlightenment, have inferiority complexes, which they develop because of this false belief that a highly sexed nature is a curse. These statements of virtue of sex energy should not be construed as justification for the libertine. The emotion of sex is a virtue only when used intelligently. Let me repeat that again. The emotion of sex is a virtue only when used intelligently and with discrimination. Dig discipline, fellas.
Welcome
Dig discipline,
to the real
fellas.
world.
Shout out to another subscriber. That's Tadal 31 Foe. Shout out to Tadal 31 Foe. Thank you for joining. Thank you for becoming a subscriber. I appreciate you. These statements of virtue of sex energy should not be construed as justification for the libertine, but the emotion of sex is only a virtue when used intelligently and with discrimination, fellas. Dig discipline. It may be misused, and often is, to such an extent that it debases instead of enriches both body and mind. The better use of this power is the burden of this chapter. It seemed quite significant to the author when he made the discovery that practically every great leader whom he had the privilege of analyzing was a man whose achievements were largely inspired by a woman. Largely inspired by a woman. In many instances, the woman in the case was a modest, self-denying wife, of whom the public heard but little or nothing. In a few instances, the source of the inspiration had been traced to other women. Perhaps such cases may not be entirely known to you. Did you catch that, ladies? You know, behind every great man is a great woman. Sidebar. Behind every great man is a great woman. But what type of woman? The boss bitch? Behind every great man is a boss bitch? No. Sorry. No. Behind every great man is the woman that gets to the bag and hustles hard like him? No. Sorry. No, that is not the answer. I know a lot of you women is out there pushing hard and entrepreneur and doing all this other kind of stuff and mad. No. In many instances, the woman was a modest, self-denying, not selfish, not a selfish woman, self-denying woman whom the public had heard little of. She was a mystery behind the scenes that nobody knew because she took care of her man. You think we over here preaching this gospel for nothing? You think I don't know? You think I don't know what I'm talking about? This book was written in 1925. We've been talking about this over here in the manosphere area, at least on my side, where I'm talking from, for years. And some of you ladies don't think I know what I'm talking about. I get pushed back on a lot of my posts. I know a lot of them is tongue in cheek. I say it in jest, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know you don't think I know what I'm talking about, and you're probably one of the problems. Generally, it's one of the women that is the problem that pushes back on my messages. But I didn't say it. Shit, this is written in Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill said it in chapter 11. Napoleon Hill said it in chapter 11, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, I was going to find the page. I was close. Right here. In many instances, the woman in the case was a modest, self-denying woman whom the public had heard little or nothing of. In a few instances, the source of inspiration came from the side chick. Perhaps such cases may not be entirely known to you. It was either a good wife or a side chick. Sorry, I didn't listen. I'm just the messenger. Intemperance in sex habits is just as detrimental as intemperance in habits of drinking and eating. Intemperance means you're taking too much. You're drinking too much. You're eating too much. You're overeating. You're getting fat. You're getting sloppy. You're overweight. You're just eating and eating and eating. You come home and you go to work, you eat, you get off work, you eat, you go to bed. You wake up, you go to work, you eat. You eat. You don't even work out. If you don't work out, you're not my type of woman. I can tell you that right now. If working out is not part of your routine, then we are not compatible. We might as well just stop talking right now. I just want to put that out there. And then if you are a woman that overindulges in eating, you have intemperance when it comes to food, we probably not on the same. We just ain't going. We could get along as friends, but in terms of anything beyond that, it's not happening. And I'm saying that because I want men to adopt the same ideologies, so women can get on their shit. Intemperance in sex habit is just as detrimental. If you're a fucking hound dog and you just got to screw everything, fellas, I'm talking to the men. If you just got to smash everything. I was on the panel last night at LaPeef Network, and my man had came up and said, JR had said, yeah, I was talking to somebody who said that the way to success or some shit is to smash as many women as possible and find the one you like along the way. I was like, what? What kind of cockamamie bullshit is that? What kind of Pookie ass doctrine is he preaching? The doctrine of Pookie. Goodness gracious. Intemperance in sex habits is just as detrimental as an intemperance in habits of drinking and eating. In this age in which we live, an age which began with the World War, intemperance in habits of sex is common. This orgy of indulgence may account for the shortage of great leaders. No man can avail himself of the forces of his creative imagination while dissipating them. Man is the only creature on earth which violates nature's purpose in this connection. Human beings is the only creature on earth who violates the purpose of sex. Every other animal indulges in sex nature in moderation and with purpose, which harmonizes with the laws of nature. Every other animal responds to the call of sex only in season. Man's inclination is to declare open season on sex. Get pussy forever. For some niggas is out there teaching people. It's crazy. Every intelligent person knows that stimulation in excess through alcoholic drink and narcotics and drugs is a form of intemperance which destroys the, including your brain. Not every person knows, however, that overindulgence of sex expression may become a habit as destructive as detrimental to creative effort as narcotics or liquor. This reminds me of the story of Halle Berry and I don't know why, not her husband, David Justice, the singer, help me out, who was addicted to sex. You guys help me out in the chat. Halle Berry's husband, the singer, light skinned with light eyes. And not Michael. She was just dating him, the husband. And the reason that they break up, it was because he was addicted to sex. He wanted to fuck too much. Well, like I guess way too much for Halle Berry. I can't think of his name. He's a singer. Anyways. Eric Benet. Thank you, Big Bad Bull. Missy T. Eric Barefoot Benet. Cam Robb. Eric Benet. Yes, thank you. And there's a delay. So, and I set it for a normal delay. I could set it for high, but then the quality of the video wouldn't be so good. So that's why I keep it normal. So we have like a 15-second delay. Eric Benet and Halle Berry. It was a addiction. He had to go seek therapy because of his addiction to sex. Maybe he was trying to take it down too much. Didn't want to let the pussy cool off. I have no idea. A sex mad man is not essentially different than a dope madman. Both have lost control over their faculties of reason and willpower. Sexual overindulgence may not only destroy reason and willpower, but it also may lead to other temporary or permanent insanity. Many cases of hypochondria, hypochondria is like, I think something's wrong with me, but ain't nothing really wrong with you. You just think it. Imaginary illness grows out of habits developed in ignorance of true function of sex. From these brief references to the subject, it may be readily seen that ignorance on the subject of sex transmutation forces stupendous penalties upon the ignorant on the one hand, and withholds from them equally stupendous benefits on the other. Widespread ignorance on the subject of sex is due to the fact that the subject has been surrounded with mystery and beclouded by dark silence. The conspiracy of mystery and silence has had the same effect upon the minds of young people that the psychology of prohibition had. The result has been increased curiosity and the desire to acquire more knowledge on this verboten subject. And to the shame of all lawmakers and most physicians, by training best qualified to educate youth on that subject, information has not been easily available. Seldom does anybody enter upon a highly creative effort in any field of endeavor before the age of 40. You just don't. The average man reaches the period of his greatest capacity to create between 40 and 60. The average man reaches the period of his greatest capacity. Fellas, you peak after 40. If you're under 40, it's good to have been taught that. I wasn't told this shit. Sidebar. I wasn't told this. Most of us Generation X men were not told the information that we're giving you young bucks today. All you young OGs, you little OGs who are in your 30s, or you youngsters who's in your 20s, you're getting information that we wasn't given. I wasn't told this. I wasn't told how great and how amazing and how powerful I'd be in my 40s. How good looking I'd be in my 40s. I didn't know that I was going to peak. We're giving you game now. So I want you to listen to it and pay attention to it and take advantage of it. Same thing for the ladies. Your peak is in your 20s. I'm just sorry. That's what it is. On the sexual marketplace value. On your sexual marketplace value. Your peak is in your 20s. Take advantage of it if you're there. If you're anywhere near there. Young, early 30s. If you're anywhere near it, take advantage of that. If you're in your 40s and you're not getting the outcomes you want, change your mind. It's not too late for you either. If you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, or even your 70s, change your mind. It's not too late. It's going to be hard for you, though. Ladies, I'm sorry. It's going to be hard because you guys are hard-headed. It's hard to explain shit to you and you think you know everything. I get it. We know you think you know everything. Even though you're losing in so many ways, you think you know. For those that want different outcomes, change your mind. Pay attention to shows like mine. Stop listening to respond. Listen to learn. And then you'll get better outcomes. That's just the way it is. But as long as you think you know what you're talking about, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting, which is essentially probably nothing. You can't even change a light bulb without a man's help. But somehow you know everything. Got it. So don't listen to us. What do we know? Where did I leave off at? These statements are based upon analysis of thousands of men and women who have been carefully observed. They should be encouraging to those who fail to arrive before the age of 40 and to those who become frightened at the approach of old age, quote unquote, around 40-year mark. The years between 40 and 45 are, as a rule, the most fruitful. I've been saying that, didn't I? Maybe I got it from the book because I did read this book before. But I have been telling. I remember when I was on with the lead attorney, and I was like, "Bro, you 44, you at the top right now. You at the top. You at the pinnacle. You at your peak, brother." The years between 40 and 45, as a rule, are the most fruitful. Man should approach this age not with fear and trembling, but with hope and eager anticipation. If you want evidence that most men do not begin to do their best work before the age of 40, study the records of the most successful men known to the American people, and you will find it. It's just that simple. Henry Ford had not hit his pace of achievement until he had passed the age of 40. Andrew Carnegie was well past 40 before he began to reap the rewards of his benefit. James J. Hill was still running a telegraph key at the age of 40. His stupendous achievements took place after that age. Biographies of American industrialists and financiers are filled with the evidence that the period from 40 to 60 is the most productive age of a man. Between the ages, spitting on my screen. Between the ages, hold on. Let me drink something real quick, you guys. Between the ages, that was a big difference. Between the ages of 30 and 40, man begins to learn, if he ever learns, the art of sex transmutation. This discovery is generally accidental, and more often than otherwise, the man who makes it is totally unconscious of this discovery. He may observe that his powers of achievement have increased around age 35 to 40, but in most cases, he is not familiar with the cause of this change. That nature begins to harmonize the emotions of love and sex in the individual between the ages of 30 and 40, so that he may draw upon these great forces and apply them jointly as stimuli to action. Sex alone is a mighty urge to action, but its forces are like a cyclone. They are often uncontrollable. You can't control it, right? When the emotion of love begins to mix itself with the emotion of sex, the result is calmness of purpose, poise, accuracy of judgment, and balance. What person who has attained to the age of 40 is so unfortunate as to be unable to analyze these statements and to corroborate them by his own experience? When driven by his desire to please a woman, when a man is driven by his desire to please the women that are listening, based solely on the emotion of sex, a man may be, and usually is, capable of great achievement, but his actions may be disorganized, distorted, and totally destructive. When driven by his desire to please a woman based on the motive of sex alone, a man may steal, cheat, and even commit murder. But when the emotion of love is mixed with the emotion of sex, that same man will guide his actions with more sanity, balance, and reason. Criminologists have discovered that the most hardened criminals can be reformed through the influence of a woman's love. There is no record of a criminal ever having been reformed solely through the sex influence. These facts are well known, but their causes are not. Reformation comes, if at all, through the heart or the emotional side of a man, not through his head or his logic or his reasoning. Not through his logic and reasoning that we so push over here on the men's side. Reformation, if at all, comes through the heart and the emotional side of men. Hence the reason why we need women. Hence the reason why women is a balance to all this logic that we have. We don't need you women coming in here with more logic. We don't need your boss bitchness. We don't need all that power and shit. We got enough of on our own. We need your softness, your nurturing, your emotional side to balance out ours. Reformation comes, if at all, through the heart or the emotional side of man, not through his head or the reasoning side. Reformation means a change of heart. It does not mean a change of head. A man may, because of reason, make certain changes in his personal conduct to avoid the consequences of undesirable effects. But genuine reformation comes only through a change of heart, through a desire to change. Love, romance, and sex are all emotions capable of driving men to heights of super achievement. Love is the emotion which serves as a safety valve. I love that. I like that. Love is the emotion which serves as a safety valve and ensures balance, poise, and constructive effort. When combined with these three emotions may lift one to an altitude of genius. There are genii, there are people who are geniuses, who, however, who know but little of the emotion of love. Most of them may be found engaged in some form of action which is destructive, or at least not based upon justice and fairness towards others. If good taste would permit, a dozen geniuses could be named in the field of industry and finance who ride ruthlessly over the rights of their fellow men. They seem totally lacking in conscience. The reader can easily supply his own list of such men. We know assholes. Let's say Donald Trump. He's a genius. Don't get it mixed up. Do not get it twisted. Do not get it twisted about the intelligence of Mr. Donald Trump. However, as this book says, if good taste would permit, a dozen geniuses like Donald Trump could be named in the field of industry and finance or politics who ride ruthlessly over the rights of their fellow men. Donald Trump. They seem totally lacking in conscience. Donald Trump. The reader can supply his own list of such men. Donald Trump. Hold on. I didn't know what that was. That was the Los Angeles Department of Water Power coming to read my meter. I'm like, who the fuck is in my backyard? Okay. Sorry about that. The emotions are states of mind. Nature has provided man with a chemistry of mind, which operates in a manner similar to the principles of chemistry of matter. It is a well-known fact that through the aid of chemistry of matter, a chemist may create a deadly poison by mixing certain elements, none of which are in themselves harmful by themselves, right? In the right, but very harmful in the right proportions. The emotions may likewise be combined so as to create a deadly poison. The emotions of sex and jealousy, when mixed, may turn a person into an insane beast. Hold on. Had to close my window back. Y'all know, have you ever seen a TV show called Snapped? Y'all remember that TV show called Snapped, where people would go on that TV show and, you know, somebody was cheating? Or how about the TV show Cheaters? It was a TV show called Snapped, where people would snap, and there's a TV show called Cheaters, you know? And so like this says, the emotions of sex and jealousy, when mixed, when you mix sex and jealousy, when those two by themselves, they can be kind of harmful, but together, ooh, it could turn a person to an insane beast. Man, Fatal Attraction. Right. That's right. Yeah, y'all remember them TV shows. Now, here's the thing. Do you remember yourself? Do you remember back in the day or a minute ago when you became an insane beast because you mixed sex and jealousy? Remember when those two things mixed in within you and you got so pissed off? I ain't saying that you scratched up somebody's car. I ain't saying you punched a hole in the wall. I ain't saying that you broke some shit. But you know what I'm talking about. Sex and jealousy, when mixed, you snapped. The presence of any one or more of the destructive emotions in the human mind through the chemistry of the mind sets up a poison which may destroy one's sense of justice and fairness. In extreme cases, the presence of any combination of these emotions in the mind may destroy one's reason. The road to genius consists of the development, control, and use of sex, love, and romance. Briefly, the process may be stated as follows. Encourage the presence of these emotions as the dominating thoughts in one's mind and discourage the presence of all the destructive emotions. The mind is a creature of habit. It thrives upon the dominating thoughts that you feed it. Through the faculty of willpower, one may discourage the presence of any emotion and encourage the presence of any other. Control of the mind through willpower is not difficult. Control comes from persistence and habit. The secret of control lies in understanding the process of transmutation. When any negative emotion presents itself in one's mind, it can be transmuted into a positive or constructive emotion by the simple procedure of changing one's thoughts. There is no other road to genius other than through voluntary self-effort. A man may attain to great heights of financial or business achievement solely by the driving force of sex energy, but history is filled with evidence that he may, and usually does, carry with him certain traits of character which robs him of the ability to either hold or enjoy his money. This is worthy of analysis, thought, and meditation, for it states a truth, the knowledge of which may be helpful to women as well as men. Ignorance of this has cost thousands of people their privilege of happiness, even through their possessed riches. That's a whole lot of sad rich people. Beverly Hills is filled with rich, sad people. The emotions of love and sex leave their unmistakable marks on these features. Moreover, these signs are so visible that all who wish may read them. The man who is driven by the storm of passion based upon sex desires alone plainly advertises that fact to the entire world by expression of his eyes and the lines of his face. The emotion of love, when mixed with the emotion of sex, softens, intensifies, and beautifies the facial expression. No character analysis is needed to tell you this. You may observe it for yourself. The emotion of love brings out and develops the artistic and aesthetic nature of man. It leaves its impress upon one's very soul, even after the fire has been subdued by time and circumstance. Memories of love never pass. They linger, guide, and influence long after the source of stimulation has faded away. You never forget who you fell in love with. Sidebar. You never forget who you love. You to the fellas, to the women that you said I love you and you really meant it, you never forget her. Ladies, to the men that you truly love, you'll never forget him. Those memories linger, guide, and influence you long after those relationships are over. There is nothing new in this. Every person who has been moved by genuine love knows that it leaves enduring traces upon the human heart. The effect of love endures because love is spiritual in nature. The man who cannot be stimulated to great heights of achievement by love is hopeless. He's dead. Though he may seem to live, even the memories of love are sufficient to lift one to a higher plane of creative effort. The major force of love may spend itself and pass away, like a fire which has burned itself out, but it leaves behind indelible marks of evidence that it passed away, that it passed that way. Its departure often prepares the human heart for a still greater love. This is why you can love sidebar. This is why you can have been in love and now you love even harder somebody else. You were in love with them. You loved them. You did with all your heart at the time. But based on the experience that you had with that love, you were able to love even more with someone else. Its departure often prepares for the human heart for still a greater love. Go back into yesterdays at times and bathe your mind in the beautiful memories of past love. It will soften the influence of the present worries and annoyances. It will give you a source of escape from the unpleasant realities of life, and maybe, who knows, your mind will yield to you during this temporary retreat into the world of fantasy, ideas, or plans, which may change the entire financial or spiritual status of your life. If you believe yourself to be unfortunate, right? You're poor, maybe you're in the hood, or maybe you're stuck in some shit that you can't get out. Because you have loved and lost, perish the thought. One who has loved truly can never lose entirely. Love is whimsical and temperamental. It comes when it pleases and goes away without any warning. Accept and enjoy it while it remains. But spend no time worrying about its departure. Don't worry about when somebody fell out of love or they're not with you anymore. Worry will never bring it back. Dismiss also the thought that love never comes but once. Let me read that again, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry that he don't love you no more, or that she don't love you no more, or that you've moved on and you can't. Don't worry about that. Dismiss the thought that love never comes but once. Love may come and go, times without number, but there are no two love experiences which affect one in just the same way. You never really love the next person the way you love the last person. You love everybody differently, but it's still full-heartedly in love nonetheless. There may be, and there usually is, one love experience which leaves a deeper imprint on the heart than all the others, but all love experiences are beneficial except to the person who becomes resentful and cynical when love makes its departure. There should be no disappointment over love, and there would be none if people understood the difference between the emotions of love and sex. The major difference is that love is spiritual, my friends, while sex is biological. No experience which touches the human heart with a spiritual force can possibly be harmful, except through ignorance or jealousy. Love is, without question, life's greatest experience. It brings one into communion with infinite intelligence. When mixed with emotions of romance and sex, it may lead one far up the ladder of creative effort. The emotions of love, sex, and romance are sides of the internal triangle of achievement, building genius. Nature creates genii through no other force. Love is an emotion with many sides, shades, and colors. The love which one feels for your parents, for instance, or your children is quite different from that which one feels for your sweetheart. The one is mixed with the emotion of sex, while the other is not. That's really the difference. Sex. The love which one feels in a true friend, in a true friendship, is not the same as one felt for your sweetheart, your parents, or your friends. But it too is a form of love. You love your family different than you love your friends, different than you love your bae, different than you love your family, different than you love your friends, different than you love your bae. But you love them all nonetheless. Then there is the emotion of love for things inanimate, such as the love for nature's handiwork, like the beauty of the ocean or trees or the skies. But the most intense and burning of all these various kinds of love is that experience in the blending of the emotions of love and sex. While you love your children and you love your mom, you love your dad, you love your homies, you love nature, you love the forest, you love what nature has brought. When you mix love and sex, oh, man, love and sex? The most intense and burning of all these various kinds of love is that experience in the blending of the emotions of love and sex. Marriages, not blessed with the eternal affinity of love, properly balanced in proportion with sex, cannot be happy ones. There cannot be a happy marriage. And seldomly do they last. Love alone will not bring happiness in marriage, nor will sex alone. I'll repeat that again. Ladies who want perfect love and wants a man who just loves, and all you ladies who believe in the Disney fantasies, all you Disney, all you Prince Charming, waiting for Prince Charming women. Love, what's love got to do with it? You know, I got a show called What's Love Got to Do with It? I might do that today. Love alone will not bring happiness in marriage, nor will sex alone. When these two beautiful emotions are blended, marriage may bring about a state of mind closest to the spiritual that one may ever know on this earthly plane. When the emotion of romance is added to those of love and sex, now remember there's love and there's sex, but then when you add some romance, the obstructions between the finite mind of a man and the infinite intelligence are removed. The barriers are removed. Once you add romance to love and sex, the barriers to infinite intelligence is removed. Then a genius has been born. What a different story is this than those usually associated with the emotion of sex. Here is an interpretation of the emotion which lifts it out of the commonplace and makes of it potter's clay in the hands of God, from which he fashions all that is beautiful and inspiring. It is an interpretation which would, when properly understood, bring harmony out of the chaos which exists in too many marriages. The disharmonies, often expressed in the form of nagging, may usually be traced to lack of knowledge on a particular subject of sex. Where love and romance and the proper understanding of the emotional function of sex abide, there is no disharmony between married people. There ain't no more nagging. There's no more nagging when there's romance, sex, and love in harmony with each other, with you and the person that you're married to. Fortunate is the husband whose wife understands the true relationship between emotions of love, sex, and romance. I'll repeat that again to the 20 people that's in here watching. Fortunate is the man whose woman, so this is a charge to women. Fortunate is the Shan, whose woman. Fortunate is to the Chad, whose woman. Fortunate is to the husband, the man, whose woman understands the true relationship between emotions of love, sex, and romance. When motivated by this holy triumvirate, No form of labor is burdensome. You don't care about bringing your man a plate. You don't care about the things that's necessary for you guys to succeed at home. No form of labor is burdensome. You don't care about doing for your man, ladies. Because even the most lowly form of effort takes on the nature of a labor of love. Washing his dirty drawers, that those shit stains in his drawers that you see in the laundry, is no problem to you. Cooking, we ain't talking about, y'all thought I was gonna say cooking and cleaning, huh? Washing them stanky ass drawers of his crusty, cheesy balls is of no problem when you mix love, romance, and sex in perfect harmony. It is a very old saying that a man's wife may either make him or break him, but the reason is not always understood. The making and breaking is a result of the wife's understanding, or lack of understanding of the emotion of love, sex, and romance. Despite the fact that men are polygamists. This book was written in 1925. What up, M.A.? What up, Manosphere Algorithm? What up, M.A.? Ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat this again. Polygamy. Oh, the men want more women. Oh, he's a cheater. He has other chicks. Why he got a whole nother family over here? Why is he looking at her ass? He should just be on me. Why he don't just pay attention to me? You don't understand men. Get over it. Despite the fact that men are polygamists by the very nature of their biological inheritance, it is true that no woman has as great an influence on a man as his wife, unless he is married to a woman totally unsuited to his nature. And that is what the fuck we're doing today. Men and women are getting married to people who are unsuited to their natures. You're so influenced by your friends and family and social media and what's being told to you by people who don't have your best interests at heart. Women, this is why we're charging it on you, because it's you that got to get this shit together. If a woman permits her husband to lose interest in her and becomes more interested in other women, it is usually because of her ignorance or indifference toward the subject of sex, love, and romance. This statement presupposes, of course, that genuine love once existed between a man and his wife. Can I read that again? Sidebar, you ladies and gentlemen. Can I read that again? Sidebar, ladies and gentlemen. If a woman permits her husband to lose interest in her. Did you catch that in the first sentence? If a woman, you have to give permission for him to lose interest in you. You think that you don't have to work no more? You think that you don't got to do the work to maintain that prize of a man that you got? That guy that's coming in and taking care of everything, that's covering you, that's protecting and providing for your life until you die? You think that you don't got to work for him? Are you crazy? You give permission for him to fall out with you. You didn't do the work, period. If a woman permits her husband to lose interest in her and become more interested in other women, it is usually because of her ignorance or indifference towards the subject of love, sex, and romance. This statement assumes that you guys were once truly in love. Let that soak in for a second before we continue. I'm just reading a book that was released in 1938. I'm reading a book that was released before Instagram was invented, before the internet was invented, before television was invented. I'm just reading a book that was released in 1938 and had 25 years of research before that. What do I know, right? What do we know over here? Y'all think everybody think they got the answers. I bet the people that think they got the answers out there talking and guiding women in the wrong directions don't fucking read. I bet they don't read or is not willing to do the work necessary to succeed, and they want other people to join in their misery. The facts are equally applicable to a man who permits his wife interest in him to die. Fellas, did you think you were off the hook? I've read this book 3 times. Did you think that I was only going to come down on the women? Then you are tripping. The facts are equally applicable to you niggas out there who permits his wife to lose interest in him. Gentlemen, if your wife ain't digging you, you gave her permission to not dig you. Did you think that you didn't have to do the work no more? Did you think that you can become lazy and sloppy and turn into a booger wolf and get fat and ugly and not provide and protect and do the shit that you were supposed to do? Were you under that impression? Come on, man. I know you didn't think that, did you? The facts are equally applicable to a man who permits his wife interest in him to die. It's for you too, fellas. You both got to do the work. And if you both are not willing to do it, if one of you make a long list of things that you should do to work on the relationship and the other one doesn't, fuck that one that doesn't work, that doesn't want to care about doing the work, doesn't even care about making a list, doesn't even want to put things together to do shit. They don't want to do the work, let them go. Fellas, if you don't want to do the work, but your wife is over here doing what she needs to do, going above and beyond, maybe trying to go see a therapist to work on shit, maybe doing exercises and activities in the relationship to make you guys stay together, and you're like, oh, fuck all of that, then fuck you. You don't deserve her. You goodbye, bruh. And you're not going to fare well. You are welcome to Pookie and Ray Ray Dum. Go to Pookieville. They have plenty of space there for you, bro. They got plenty of room there for you if you're not willing to do the work. Married people often bicker over a multitude of trivialities. If these are analyzed accurately, the real cause of the trouble will often be found to be indifference or ignorance on the subjects. Man's greatest motivating force is his desire to please a woman. I repeat once again, man's greatest force is his desire to please a woman. We do this for you, and you don't even fucking know it, most of you women. We do it for you in the family, in the kids. We may not be doing it right. We may not understand. We may not have had the right guidance. These young brothers may not know, but it's inherent. It's innate upon him that he's doing it for you. Man's greatest motivating force is his desire to please women. The hunter who excelled during the prehistoric days, before the dawn of civilization, did so because of his desire to appear great in the eyes of the woman that was waiting for him back at the cave. The best hunters in the prehistoric days was the best hunter because he wanted to bring back and get joy, bring back a prize and get joy from the woman that was waiting for him back at the cave. Man's nature has not changed in this respect, and it ain't changed in 2022 either. Don't think because we got cell phones and shit, and we got social media and all that bullshit that we suddenly evolved into a different creature. Just inventions and technology has outpaced evolution. This laptop that I'm using, this here laptop that I'm using has outpaced evolution. It's outpaced evolution. I'm still a man. I was born in 72. I haven't evolved into a different creature. That's why I was emphasizing men are polygamous by nature. You know, you ladies are tripping on all this, be faithful and all this other kind of shit. You need to understand how men operate. Man's greatest motivating force is his woman. The hunter who excelled during prehistoric days before the dawn of civilization did so because of his desire to appear great in the eyes of his woman. Man's nature has not changed in this respect. We have not evolved to something else. The hunter of today brings home no skins of wild animals. We're not out there hunting bears and wrestling tigers and shit just to come home and feed the family. That's not what we have to do today. We don't have to do that no more. The hunter of today brings home no skins of wild animals, but he indicates his desire for her favor by supplying fine clothes. He buys her cars. He shows his wealth. Man has the same desire to please a woman that he had before the dawn of civilization. The only thing that has changed is his method of pleasing her. Men who accumulate great fortunes and attain to great heights of power and fame do so mainly to satisfy their desire to please women. Women are out there doing man shit. Sidebar, real quick, you guys. I know I'm reading. Well, how deep are we into today? 3 hours yet? 2 hours and 50 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging in there with me. For those that's been here, especially since the beginning. You women, you guys are out there doing man shit and thinking that that's fucking winning. You've been told through Feminism 4.0 that that's what you got to do. Actually, I'm sorry, 3.0. You've been told through Feminism 3.0 that that's what you got to do. And you'll get the outcomes you want. You could just pick a man off the man tree later after you succeed. Are you fucking... Your nature told you that was bullshit. Your nature told you that was bullshit. That's what I do. Let me do that. Let me be me. Let me be great. Let me go do that. I'm doing it for you. You're my main motivational force. Take women out of their lives. Remove women off the planet. Yes, it's still live, princess. We still live. Take women out of the equation, and great wealth would be useless to most men. Take women out of the equation, and getting money will be useless to many men, most men. It is this inherent desire of men to please women which gives women the power to make or break a man. It is because women know that we are trying to please you that you guys weaponize that shit and you make or break us. The woman who understands man's nature and tactfully caters to it needs to have no fear of competition from other women. Oh, I'm preaching. Did y'all know that we was going to go here today? We talk about the two ships, relationships and entrepreneurship. This book is mainly about getting money. But we preaching a whole different gospel today. The woman who understands the man's nature and tactfully caters to the man's nature needs to have no fear of competition from other bitches. Men may be giants with indomitable willpower when dealing with other men, but they are easily managed by the woman of their choice. Ladies, you can tame a beast. And if you understand it, once you learn it, once you master the art of taming a beast, once you learn how to become a wife, not how to get married, not how to get the job, not how to get the degree, not how to take the test, not how to pass the exam, not how to get the corner office, not how to get the promotion, not how to do that shit, how to manage a house and understand your man, you will be able to tame a beast. Y'all wonder why this is my favorite book? Most men will not admit that they are easily influenced by the woman that they prefer, because it is in the nature of the male to want to be recognized as the stronger of the species. Moreover, the intelligent woman recognizes this manly trait and very wisely makes no issue of it. For the dudes that want to be the boss, sidebar. For the man that wants to be I need to be the man of the house. This is my house, damn it. Now you listen to what all that shit. The smart woman is like, yes, baby. The smart wife is like, you are. Yes, baby, you are. You are. You the man. You the man. Can I call you daddy? Yes, daddy. Yes, zaddy. The smart woman understands the nature of men and knows that that's part of, is innate in him. I hope I'm preaching. I hope I'm getting through to somebody. And she makes no issue of it, as he says. She knows that that's a manly trait, and the woman is like, yes, baby, you are. You got it. Far too many of you guys get attitudes and shit. Now, black women get attitude. Oh, he didn't, you know, you go storming off in the other room and shit. Mad, you don't cook nothing, and he don't appreciate barking and shit. You were taught wrong. You were taught wrong. And I guarantee you, if I looked at your mother, I'd see the source. I'd see why it didn't work out for your shit. Because I could look at your mother and where you came from to learn why it didn't work out for you. For the women who had issues in their marriages, I could probably look back and see that you wasn't taught properly by your own mother. You probably had a single mama, or a mama that couldn't keep a man, or her man ran off to somebody else. Whatever it is. Grew up around, you know, that's just the way it is. I'm sorry. Listen, I hope I'm hitting some of you guys across the head. Especially if you want different outcomes. The intelligent woman recognizes this manly trait and very wisely makes no issue of it. Some men know that they are being influenced by the women of their choice, their wives, their sweethearts, their mothers, or sisters, but they tactfully refrain from rebelling against the influence because they are intelligent enough to know that no man is happy or complete without the modifying influence of the right woman. I repeat, no man is happy or complete without the modifying influence of the right woman. The man who does not recognize this important truth deprives himself of the power which has done more to help men achieve success than all other forces combined. And that, my friend, is the chapter. That's the last of the longest chapters. The last 4 chapters are short. The last 4 chapters go fast. So shout out to everybody that hung out with me. I said we was going to get to 50 thumbs up. We're at 49. I'm going to read the key ideas of this particular chapter real quick. Can somebody please hit the thumbs up button so we can create a new goal? We're at 49 likes on this video. You know why us content creators push likes? Is because it pushes the video in YouTube. YouTube is unlike Instagram and Facebook. YouTube is a search engine. You can look for a particular subject, and when you search for that subject, a whole array of videos show up. But YouTube gives deference to the video that people like. We're at 51. Thank you so much. Let's do a stretch goal, you guys. Can we get to 70 before the show is over? Thank you to the 2 people who just gave me a like that took us to 51. Salute to you. Salute to you. Earlier when we started, we was at like 20 something. I was like, yo, can we get to 50? It was kind of ambitious, and you just helped us knock it out the park. Thank you so much. Let's get it to a stretch goal of 70 before we finish. Shout out to everybody. Thank you so much. Here's the key ideas of this chapter. What did we learn, you guys? Number 1, we learned that the word transmute. Now you guys know the word transmute. It means to change one form of energy into another. So if you ever hear the word transmute, You now have a new word to use in your vocabulary. You can apply this to anything. We want to transmute one form of energy into another form of energy. That is what transmute means. That is what transmute means. Sex energy is one of the most powerful creative forces in the world. Ace. My man Ace is here. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Everybody throw your ones up. You know what? And now Ace is the stream sponsor. Ace is the stream sponsor. Let's throw him up on the screen. Shout out to my man Ace. Everybody throw your ones up. Oh.
Being number one isn't easy.
My man RCC 72 Detroit is here with the $20 super chat. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
That's what we do. We throw our ones up. Thank you, my man. Thank you so much, Ace. Thank you so much, RCC 72 Detroit. Thank you so much. Ace didn't have anything to say. He just wanted to come in and bless the channel. He's like, yo, Shan, my man. Mind you guys, Ace just blessed. So I don't know how many thousands Ace have blessed me with over time, but he just blessed me with about $600 2 days ago in one show. In one show. Mind you, he had already blessed me with $100 and like some more, like $80 the show before that, the same day. Then he came and blessed like $600 on that show. And now he's over here again with another blessing. And then my man Ace, RCC comes in, hits us with good read. Thank you for hanging out with me, RCC. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, RCC, for being here, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for your continued support as well. RCC is always blessing. These are people that's already part of the they joined the membership here. They're already members of the clan, of the army, but then they come in on these particular lives and they bless more. It's crazy. But I understand why they do it, because I'll be blessing other channels myself. I step in, I'll be like, oh man, this is good content. Let me bless. You know, we recycle our dollars here on YouTube. We recycle our dollars here on YouTube. My man, RCC and Ace is here. I'm glad. I didn't even know they was really here. Thank you for hitting the ones. Thank you, A to Z Health. Thank you, A to Z Health. Hit that one. I see you. Listen, sex energy is the most powerful creative force in the world. Sex energy is is one of the most powerful creative forces in the world. Number 3, keynote. With willpower, you can transmute sex energy to elevate yourself into the status of a genius. But you have to have willpower. You have to have willpower. You have to have willpower. Number 4, there's a scientific research has disclosed these significant facts. Fact number 1, the men of the greatest achievements are the men with highly developed sex natures. Men who have learned the art of sex transmutation. And number 2, the men who have accumulated great fortunes and have achieved great outstanding recognition in literature, art, industry, architecture, and the professions were motivated by the influence of a woman. The second fact, men who achieve greatness were influenced by women. Fellas, your life will be successful or your life will be a failure, largely dependent upon the woman you choose. Uh-oh, RCC 72 hit us again. RCC 72 hit us again with a $5 super chat. He says, sex, spiritual energy exchange. Sex is a spiritual energy exchange. Sex is a spiritual energy exchange. Shout out to my man RCC 72 Detroit. And RCC 72 Detroit is now the stream sponsor. He is now the stream sponsor at $25. Shout out to you, my man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your contribution. RCC says, yo, man, sex What does SEX stand for? It is an acronym. SEX, Spiritual Energy Exchange. Shout out to my man RCC. The fifth key takeaway from the show is the emotion of sex contains the secret of creative ability. Number 6, the mind responds to the following stimuli. These are the 10 stimuli that your mind responds to. This is what makes you vibrate higher, ladies and gentlemen, so you can tap in. This is what you'll need to do to tap in higher. Remember, 8 of them are constructive, 2 of them are destructive. Avoid the destructive ones, but nonetheless, we have to mention them because they do make your mind vibrate. They do make your mind vibrate. So we got to mention them, but we only want you to really fuck with the first 8, not with 8 of the constructive ones, not the 2 destructive. Number 1 is the desire for sexual expression. Having sex is a stimuli. Number 2, love. Being in love is a stimuli. Number 3, the desire for becoming famous, power, or financial gain. Money is a stimuli. It is. Number 4, music. Listening to the right music can stimulate you to think higher and vibrate higher. Number 5, your friendships between other people. Whether they're the same sex or opposite sex, your friends are a stimuli. Number 6, a masterful mind alliance, a mastermind group. This is different than your friend group, by the way. A mastermind group based on the harmony of 2 or more people who ally themselves for spiritual or temporal advancement. Listen, your mastermind group is not your homies. They can be associates and friends, but the purpose of that group is not the same as the ones you kick it with and hang out with and party with and all that shit. They're not your day ones. They're not your cousins or your sister and shit. They're not that. Your mastermind group is formed for a specific reason. You either create one or you join one for a specific reason. But if you do not have a mastermind group, you can forget about becoming wealthy. You can forget about becoming wealthy, period. I just want to keep it 100. So that gotta put that out there. All right. Mastermind group is super duper important. Super duper important. All right. Number 7, mutual suffering, such as the experience by people who are persecuted. That is a stimuli. Connecting with people who suffers the way you do. Whether maybe you have multiple sclerosis, maybe you have MS and you connect with other people who have MS. Maybe it's you identify with people who's been enslaved. It's a lot of different reasons why. Who's that? Shout out to Marvelette. Shout out to Marvelette for the $10 super chat. She says, I'm all for the love and communication. I'm all for the love and communication. Shout out to Marvelette for that. I got to update this. Got to put it on the screen. Marvelette is now the stream sponsor. Marvelette is now the stream sponsor. She gave $20 earlier. Now she gave $10. Thank you so much. What does Marvelette say? Marvelette says, I'm all for the love and the communication. Thank you, Marvelette. Thank you, Marvelette. I appreciate you. Marvelette is now the stream sponsor at $30. Hold on. I got another one. I know I just got another one, didn't I? Before I continue. Sherry says, hold on. Sherry gave earlier too, didn't she? I'm not sure. I got to go back and look. Let me go back and look real quick. Yep. Sherry gave $10 earlier, and now she just gave another 10. Where's she at? Where'd she go? Here she goes. What does Sherry say? Sherry says, listening to educational podcasts is great exercise for my mental state. Keep it coming, Shannon. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Listening to educational podcasts. Before we continue with the rest of the keynotes, I want to touch on something that Sherry says. When you guys are driving in your car, going somewhere, everybody throw your ones up also, please.
Being number 1 isn't easy.
Throw your ones up for Marvelette. Throw your ones up for RCC 72 Detroit, and throw your ones up for Sherry, please.
Being number 1 isn't easy.
Sherry says listening. Where'd it go? hold on. Sherry says listening to educational podcasts is great exercise for her mental state. How many of you guys drive and listen to Power 106? You listen to Kanye and you listen to Cardi B. You bopping your head. You turn the music up. That's wonderful. Do that. But please mix some of that with connecting your smartphone with your Bluetooth on your car, or getting the music to play, and play some motivational shit. And here's a charge to you. If you have children, under the age of 18, play motivational educational podcasts so they can hear that when you drive them to school, or you drive them to their friend's house, or whenever you drive. Whenever the kids are in the car, don't play music. Stop the music. It's a small slither of time of their day, feed them with Les Brown. Feed them with Jim Rohn. Play Jim Rohn throughout your car while you're driving. Play me. Although I'm not really direct, my stuff is not pre-recorded, so we do lives. Play Les Brown. Play Bishop T.D. Jakes. If you don't want to get too spiritual, play Les Brown, or play Jim Rohn in the car while you're driving with your kids. Do not play music. Let today be the last day that you play music in the car. Mom, turn the radio on. No, listen to this. And put the iPad down. Put your phone down. Listen. Take them earphones. Okay, you could be on your phone, but take them earpods out your ears. I need you to hear this. Even if you're not paying attention to it, I want you to hear it and let your subconscious get to this. I want this to break through. We're talking about it. You need to get this information to break through to your subconscious. If you care about the future of your children, you will stop playing music while they're riding in the car with you. I'm going to have a show on this. I'm really saying what I'm going to say on the show. It's going to be part of Be a Better Woman and Be a Better Man for the members, but I'm giving it to you now. If you are a parent with children under 18, stop playing music in the car every time you guys are in the car together. Instead, pipe positive podcast in, just like Sherry said. Shout out to Sherry. That is Shannon's. That is my 50-year advice to you. If you're younger than me, do as I say. Trust me. I want your children to win. I want you to win. You know, it's not going to just be the kids that get that. It's going to be you too. Play the music later. They hear enough damn music at school, during lunch, during recess. They hear enough music when they in their bedroom. Play motivational podcast while in the car with your children starting today. I don't know what y'all saying. It sounded like it was lighting up, but let's continue. Number 8, autosuggestion is the stimuli. Autosuggestion is the stimuli. Number 9, and this is a destructive stimuli, is fear. Number 10, this is another destructive stimuli, narcotics and alcohol. Both of those, fear will motivate you. It'll get your brains, it'll get you vibrating. Sometimes it'll vibrate you to the wrong direction, though. Narcotics and alcohol, getting drunk. You may come up with some genius level shit, but you're destroying your body. You're destroying your body. Number 7, key takeaway from this chapter is the great artists, writers, musicians, and poets became great because they acquired the habit of relying upon the still small voices, which speaks from within through the faculty of creative imagination. Number 8, creative imagination is called the sixth sense. We know the first 5 senses, right? Touch, taste, hear, smell, and see. Those are our 5 senses we know of. There's a 6th sense, creative imagination. It's the hunch that you get. It's the bright idea that pops in your mind when you're driving out of nowhere. Number 9 takeaway from this chapter is the human mind responds to stimulation. Among the greatest and most powerful of these stimuli is the urge of sex. When transmuted properly, this force is capable of lifting people into higher forms of thought vibration, allowing them to think like a genius. Number 10, the mere possession of this energy is not sufficient to produce a genius. The energy must be transmuted from desire for physical contact into some other form of desire and action before it will lift one to the status of genius. It ain't just having sex is not enough. You got to transform that sexual energy into something else. Number 11, takeaway. This doesn't mean that one must become celibate or a monk in order to use sex. You ain't got to just not have sex. You ain't got to say, okay, no sex before marriage. Okay, I'm shutting down the factory. No, ladies, you ain't got to shut down the factory. The energy of powerful physical attraction between a man and a woman can be transmuted into desire and action that is expressed in another way other than sex, even though sex is what is a catalyst that started it off. It takes self-discipline to take that energy and use it in another way. Number 12, most people don't succeed before the age of 40, period. Men and women, but we're speaking specifically about men. This is because sex energy is so strong that most men have a tendency to focus on sex before they're 40. But after they're 40, the energy dissipates a bit and a person can focus on business success. Number 13, the vast majority of male success in the world is attributed to the sexual chemistry and a man's desire to impress a woman. Number 14, there are 5 ways to express personal magnetism or sex energy. They are: number 1, the handshake. The touch of hand indicates instantly the presence of magnetism or the lack of it. Number 2, the tone of voice, how somebody sounds. The magnetism or sex energy is a factor with which the voice may be colored or made musical and charming. Number 3, posture and carriage of the body. Highly sexed people move briskly and with grace and ease. Number 4, the vibrations of thought. Highly sexed people mix the emotions of sex with their thoughts or may do so at will, and in that way may influence those around them. Number 5, body adornment. How you look, how you dress. Are you in shape? Are you fit? People who are usually sexed are usually very careful about their personal appearance. Sloppy, fat people aren't. It's just, by and large, they're not. They usually select clothing of a style becoming to their personality, physique, and complexion. Number 15 takeaway from today's chapter is when the emotion of love begins to mix itself with the emotion of sex, the results is calmness of purpose, poise, accuracy of judgment, and balance. 16, one who has loved has never lost. Number 17, love alone will not bring happiness in marriage, nor will sex alone. Love ain't enough. Sex ain't enough. 18, when the emotion of romance is added to those of love and sex, the obstructions between the finite mind of man and the infinite intelligence are removed. Number 19, man's greatest motivating force is his desire to please a woman. But most men don't want to admit it. Including the red pill and black pill and I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're a human being, the man's most motivating force is his desire to please women. But most men don't want to admit it. Number 20, the intelligent woman understands this and doesn't make an issue of it. Women, you guys don't make it a big deal like many of you do. You're so fucking emotional and you let your emotions get the best of you that because you don't even understand how men think or act, that your relationships don't last. Some men acknowledge the woman's influence, but many don't. And lastly, 21, no man is happy or complete without the modifying influence of the right woman. No man is happy or complete without the modifying influence of the right woman. That's it, fellas. That's it, ladies. We knocked it out the park. We did it again. That is the end of the show. That is the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do our contest. Let's close the entries. Let's do our giveaway. What do you say we do our giveaway? I wonder if I can show it. Let me see if I can show it. Nah, it's not. It's on this other screen. Let me see. Hold on. I know I can figure it out. Let's figure it out. How about that? Let's. This app. Boom. There we go. What is going on? Hold on. Entries are closed. We're going to pick a winner. Let's pick our winner. RCC 72 Detroit. Did he win this month already, you guys? Did he win already this month? Let's go see. I'm not sure if he won already. Nope. RCC 72 Detroit is the winner. Just logging it in. Shout out to my man RCC 72. He is the winner of today's chat. He knows what to do. He knows what to do. Salute to us dusty men. Salute to us dusty men. RCC 72 is present and accounted for, sir. Present and accounted for, sir. Shout out to my man RC 72. Go ahead and end this. We are complete. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the show. What a wonderful stream. 3 hours and 20 minutes. I hope you learned something today. Did you learn anything today? Anything, just one thing. I hope you learned at least one person learned at least one thing. I'll continue to do this if one person learned at least one thing. I get great satisfaction if that's the case. So glad that you guys are here. We are reading Think and Grow Rich. We just finished chapter 11. We only have 15 chapters. On Friday, we're going to read chapter 12. On Friday, we're going to read chapter 12. And then next week is going to be 13, 14, and 15. And we'll be done. Then we start on a new book the following Monday. I'm going to tell you next week what book we're reading. I'm going to tell you next week what book we're reading. Kia says she learned something good. Kia says she learned something. Let me throw that up. Then it's all worth it to me. It's all worth it to me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for showing up and showing out. Thank you so much for supporting and helping. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Did you guys subscribe to my channel? Have you subscribed to the channel yet, you guys? Please subscribe to the channel and please hit the like button. I wanted to get to 70 likes. Can we get to 60 at least? I know people are going to watch the show after and then they'll like the video there. But for the people that's here right now, can we get to 60? I just need 4 people to like the video. And can we get some subscriptions? Please subscribe to the channel. You have an unlimited amount of subscriptions. You have an unlimited amount of likes. So just, can I get one of each? Can I get one of each? That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful if I can get one of each. Please join the army. If you'll notice that a lot of people have that. Everybody throw your
Being
ones
number
up.
one isn't easy.
Throw your ones up for Mr. Ace. Everybody throw your ones up for Ace. Throw your ones up for Ace. He never fails. He never misses. Ace is now, I think it was 21. I'm going to just say $41.95. Ace is the stream sponsor. Ace gave $20 earlier. He just gave another $20. He gave like $21.95 earlier. He gave $20 now. Ace is the stream sponsor, you guys. Ace is the stream sponsor. What does Ace say, though? Ace says, yo, any lonely Dustinas out here willing to be a part of my mastermind? Ace is creating his mastermind group. He wants women. Hey, whatever stimulates him. You create your mastermind group based on how you want to create it. As long as you create it, that's all that fucking matters. That's all that matters. Ace is like, yo, I'm getting ready to put together my mastermind. If you don't have a mastermind group, you don't expect to get wealthy. I can just tell you that right now. So if you don't have a mastermind group and you don't anticipate joining one or creating one, you might as well stop. Just continue to be, you know, we need workers too. We need basic people to keep. We need basic motherfuckers. You basic average people are extremely important to high achievers. We need you. You got to do all the work. You got to do all the labor. But if you're not interested in being basic, then you got to get it together. You got to get it together. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking this video. Thank you for joining the army, for those soldiers that's here. I appreciate you. My name is Mr. Shannon Rawls. Listen, I thank you for reading along with us. I do. Remember, reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. Reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. Please tune in next time to Rich People Read. Tune in next time. Friday morning, we're going to be doing Rich People Read again. Please tune in. Please subscribe. Please like this video. And you, my friends, are dismissed.
Yeah. Escucha. Mío en tu habitación, solo los 2 segundos que hay que detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Quiero ver. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes la mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Me haces falta, bebé. Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón. Te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón. Solo de la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión. Somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes la mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Mira, somos perfectos. Es algo indiscutible. Mi estilo y tu estilo no están disponibles. Solo soy sensible cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos. Porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso miento. Chica, necesito mis anteojos. Quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión. Somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes la mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes tú tienes pinta de indicada.